Hi guys, welcome back to CanaryCast. Good to see you here for our first watch-along. Should be a lot of fun. Norwich playing Rotherham at Carrow Road this afternoon, of course. Let's start talking about how we feel about it. JK, what are you expecting?
I'm happy because this is a big opportunity with Brentford losing. Fair play to Coventry. I think the irony is that they weren't very good against us in terms of actually attacking us. They sat off, were quite passive. And I was watching the game and looking at it, they've kind of gone, right, we need to actually attack Brentford. And, with Ivan Toney missing, if we win today, 7 points clear of them, which is a huge, huge opportunity.
Yeah, massive opportunity. You then just got to worry about Swansea, really.
You've got to worry about yourself now for the remaining games, mate. I think you just keep going, keep getting those wins across, and then we're done. Swansea, I don't think score enough still. I think Brentford, whilst 3 losses in a row is a big blip, they've still got the goals in them, haven't they? Which I worry about. With Toney coming back, he's going to smash all records. But you know what? Let's worry about today. For this one, Rotherham, this is a huge opportunity. They played well against us in the home leg. I thought the way they pressed was very, very aggressive. I don't think they'll do the same today. It'll be interesting. Looks like they're playing with a back three. So we've had probably many a nightmare about that this year, where we've had a back five just sat in place where we just struggle against it. But hopefully, fingers crossed, we should be decent.
You're right. The return leg was pretty ropey, wasn't it? We had that dodgy goal kick from Tim Krul, and then Hanley missed the bounce, and they got in and scored fairly early on, first few minutes. We only won it eventually through Jordan Hugill's penalty, didn't we? Well,
they had a red card. They gave away their own goal, and they gave us a pen in the last minute. So it was one of those in the stage where we were thinking, is this going to be a problem this year with Daniel Farker, the team? Nothing was really clicking, but hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be fine today.
Right. We should probably talk about the team, I guess. Unchanged, other than Zimmerman in, Gibson out. I'd personally like to see Gibson there, but he's got a slight back problem. Zimmerman should be all right against Rotherham, though, I think.
It'd be interesting, though, with the centre-back partnership. Ben Gibson starts off the moves, and recently we've been doing that really well with kind of how quickly we've been passing the ball out. That's my only worry today. It could be a little bit slow. It'd be interesting to see who's on that left-hand side, if it's Grant or Zimbo. Hopefully, Zimmerman can kind of take on the mantle. I thought he was brilliant when he played against Blackburn. I remember when he came in there, we were a bit worried about him. This is his kind of game today. Like you were saying, big Smith up front, who has got no pace, really. They're not the quickest side in the world. It will be a lot of long balls, a lot of let's use set pieces. That's not being harsh on Paul Ward. He says it himself, doesn't he? We're not a passing team. We will just use our strengths, which is a very tall team. And with 3 centre-backs again, without Gibson, I think he's been brilliant. He wins most of the set pieces, doesn't he? And I think last year in particular, Zimmerman had a couple of issues there, didn't he? Where he just didn't really aerially dominate against a lot of players. I remember against Preston this year as well, where aerially again he was struggling against Sean Maguire. We were saying that quite a lot. We watched it at the time, didn't we? All the way back in the summer, where it was like, bloody hell, he's getting beaten by a 5'8" forward. But hopefully he comes in, plays fine. I'm looking at Todd and Emmy to be the difference makers today.
All right then. 5 minutes out. Let's have score predictions. Harvey, let's have yours first, mate.
2-1. I don't know. It's that centre back is having Gibson missing is dangerous. So I'd like to say as well, just quickly, like and subscribe if you haven't. Appreciate it. And to you two, pace yourselves. We've got a while yet. This isn't like a normal CanaryCast video. You're speaking at 100 miles per hour. Just it's gonna be okay. This is our first live. Let's feel this out. And also thank you to the people who we have in the chat at the moment. Brace from Pookie, Emmy assist both, and Bag himself 1-3-0. There's a tiny 1-3-3. But I'm going to go with 2-1.
Go on, Jacob.
I think it's going to be one of those horrible ones today. I'm going for a 1-0, and it's going to be a painful one to watch. Hopefully I'm completely wrong and we play them off the park. I think the opportunity is there now to kind of put a place down, a marker down, and say, look, this is our number one is our top space. Brentford are bottling like they have done for the last couple of years. We need to just cement our opportunities now and really kick on, because this is a game you have to be winning, isn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. At home, Rotherham doesn't get much more must win than that. I'm going to go 2-1. I was going to say 2-0, but for the same reason Harvey said, Gibson's out, Zimmerman in. I'm going to go 2-1.
They played well against Bournemouth though, Rotherham. They created some really good opportunities in the game, and they really should have got a point, especially from set pieces. Again, there was a couple of ones. Richard Woods somehow decided to smack it over from about 5 yards out, which he should have scored. And against a decent Bournemouth side, you know, they're having a little mini revival under Jonathan Woodgate and not really fearing them. But I don't think they're going to come here today and just be fearful like Coventry were. I think they're going to have a go, get tight into the faces and use what I was going to say our weaknesses. I think this year, to be fair, set pieces we've been far better. But look at those boys coming out there. They're absolutely massive. They're like bloody giants, man. How I don't know. They wouldn't be out of place in like a rugby side, would they? They're absolutely massive. But this is where Zimbo can really kind of get himself back into the side. To be fair, because he won't be happy with being a third choice centre back at the moment, will he?
No, I wouldn't have thought so. The amount of influence he has in the squad, you would have thought he wants to be in the starting 11 every week. But
I don't think
just a note on our warm-up top. It is lovely, isn't it? I need to get one of them.
You want one of those, don't you?
One. Yeah, do need to get one of them.
If my stream would stay connected, I'd comment on it, but
yeah, no, same. I'm having a few.
Good job, I follow.
Branchich in the 10, Jacob. Again.
Branchich again. Again, I think he'll drop deeper. I'd like to see Kenny McLean get forwards more today and try and help out Timu Pukki so we're not isolated, because I just think it's going to be a little bit more tricky in terms of getting the tempo going. But if to be fair to them, if Rotherham press as high as they did in the first game, all we've got to do is get past that press, like we did away at Blackburn recently, and then you've got so many opportunities. Let's be fair, with a fit and firing Emi Buendia in your side, you always back yourselves. But with two up top, Crooks will be an interesting one to watch out for. He's got a lot of legs in there. We were surprised about Lewis Wing being there. Wiles can have a good effort from range. There's some decent players in this Rotherham side. If you try and underestimate them, which I'm pretty sure this side, Norwich won't at the moment. You know, we just need a professional performance like we did against Coventry. Really,
be interesting to see how we deal with the two strikers up top on the break, because we sometimes look a bit. It's just the centre backs left at times. Skip helps with that a lot. But it'd be interesting to see if they try and break on us or not. But we'll see. It
helps with these lads not being the quickest. I'm not looking at any of these boys in that Rotherham team and saying he's rapid. Freddie Zappo could come on. He's a bit more of an awkward player to play against, kind of gangly, as we saw in the first game when he missed the penalty but scored the first goal, didn't he? He was a pain in Hanley's backside that evening. But for me now, you're looking at this defence, it's more settled. I think I'd like to see Giannoulis really kick on today, because I thought he was brilliant against Coventry. Probably his best game.
Agreed. Yeah, let's see. Hopefully he can iron out those defensive lapses like he did in the week. There shouldn't be too much threat down his side, I wouldn't have thought, Jacob.
It'll be interesting to see if they target him, though. You know, the back stick and stuff, because teams have tried that with Max Aarons in the last couple of years and kind of figured out that whilst he is small, he knows how to use his body in this league now. He's very clever at that, isn't he, Max Aarons? But didn't he probably, in thinking the last few games, he hasn't come up against a team of this size and this kind of uniqueness in the way Rotherham play. So it'll be very interesting for him. In the Greek league, I'm pretty sure you're not getting 6'4" players in every position.
Elbows.
Yeah, exactly. And there will be late ones. You know, they'll try and use their physical advantage. A Hickway from corners is excellent. But yeah, you can see this lineup is basically a 5-3-2.
And we've kicked off.
Here we go then. Branchich kicks us off. Right. We like that long ball from kick-off down the wing, don't we?
Just that touch from Emmy. You just see how loud he is, don't you, really?
He's so good. So good.
I think you take for granted how well we keep the ball as well. Like, for the first probably 5 minutes, Rotherham won't have much of it. And you do... so it's Grant on the left-hand side today. That's an interesting one.
Bombing.
I think that's probably the safer option. I think I'd have done it as well, to be honest with you. Zimmerman is fine if he's not under pressure, but I'd rather have him on that right side.
Grant's fully in his prime at the minute as well, isn't he? With the kind of his fitness. I don't think he's ever played this many games in a row for Norwich without having an injury, which is brilliant.
Or just generally full stop. He didn't really have a fantastic injury record at Newcastle either.
What did you rate him at Newcastle?
I think he was a perfectly fine Championship centre back, and not really much more than that. He didn't suit the Premier League's intensity, in my opinion. But so yeah,
he's
Rafa
got better recently, though, hasn't he?
I trust Rafa with my life, to be honest.
I think he's kicked on recently.
I wonder if it is just the Gibson partnership. They just feel so comfortable next to each other that it's mutually benefiting them. Do you know what I mean?
I think they suit each other's game perfectly, don't they? It helps. We've said it before. We love the natural balance of the right footer and the left footer, don't we? Where it helps so much more in there. And to be fair to Ben, he had a big job in replacing Ben Godfrey because he was so important to the way we played out from the back, didn't he? Like, I think we still miss that slight switch of play because I don't think Ben Gibson's got that array of passing, or is not as happy to use it as much as Ben Godfrey was.
The pace.
Like a much better defender, isn't he? You can see he's experienced. He's been obviously playing there his whole life, whereas Ben Godfrey is probably now only his second full season as a centre back.
Fairly quiet start here. Nothing really going. Most of it's in the middle third of the pitch. Not a lot going on. Norwich keeping the ball. Rotherham at our heels. He's sent Timu wide. I thought he was going through on goal there, but he's gone wide. This stream, man, keeps stopping.
This is what we do well, though, isn't it? We keep the ball really well.
Immediately, as you say. Commentators
why have you done that to me?
But they're really well recovered. Really well recovered.
Well back, Todd. Have some more of that today, please.
This is the difference, though. When we say what's the difference with Emmy in and out of the side, look how many men he's just taken on without
just
even
takes the whole midfield out of the game.
And just the way he drops and look, those positions, no one else can do that. Oh, he's offside, Mario. Oh, Lino's kept him on. Go on. Oh, unlucky. Right. Good effort.
You have to take your
Mario
word for
just
how close
missing the far post there. This every 30 seconds it's stopping now.
He's picked up well now, though, hasn't he? You see, he's the one I really back from range. I know Todd scored a couple recently, but you always expect Mario to go mainly on target. I know that one wasn't there, but he's always cleanly striking the ball, isn't he? He's the one you back from range.
We got any score predictions in the chat, Harvey?
3-0 or 3-1 is one, but if the chat has any suggestions. One thing I thought I'd mention quickly to the few people who are watching is that if you check our description out, there's a link to streamlabs.com, I believe, /CanaryCast, and if you are flush with cash and you want to help out this little channel, you can send us a little donation. I believe it directly underneath me, you'll have a little notification come up. So if you want to get some explicit talk on the on CanaryCast and be immortalised forever, you can do that there. So
Rotherham just going forward for the first time now. See, this is where the issues will lie. It depends how Zimbo takes up. I'm not a fan of zonal at all, especially against a big team.
It's been better this season, but I don't think any of us are a fan of zonal.
You see, Janula's picking up Smith, the biggest player in there. It's always a worry.
Every Rotherham player is at least 3 inches taller than the Norwich marker.
Crowding Tim Krul's 6-yard area as well.
Could have grabbed that, I think. But anyway, Norwich see it out of danger. It's up the pitch now.
That was shaky.
Pitch looks good, doesn't it? I know there's a few dodgy ones about now because they couldn't relay them in the summer because it was a shorter summer. But ours still looks in good tact, I think.
Look at the Coventry one, yeah. Well, sorry, the Birmingham one, which Coventry and Birmingham both play on. It was, tell you what, Timmy.
That was pretty close.
That course is not far from going in, is it? Yeah, the press is there from Rotherham. They did it in the first game against us, and it worked really well for them. I don't think Norwich were fully gelled at that point, were they? But it's very interesting.
They weren't playing 3 at the back that day, though, were they? I don't think they were.
No. Good block, Christoph.
Does he look even bigger than normal, Zimmerman?
I was watching that chat with Kenny McLean and Ollie Skip, and it was interesting when Kenny says that, oh, hello, good ball, Kenny. Oh, Dimmy, weak touch. That Christoph Zimmerman does do everything. He will find anything and everything he can to kind of improve his ability on the ball or just his general body physique. It's really interesting, isn't it? Because whilst we criticise him, the one thing you cannot criticise about that lad is he does everything to get his pure maximum out of himself. Yeah. Which, to be fair, I think with obviously being in the 4th division of German football when he came here, he's had to, hasn't he? This must be his pinnacle. To play in the Premier League is huge, really.
Of course it is.
That's better. That's where he shields out well.
Just bodied him off the ball there. That was so nice.
This is why this is his game, because Rotherham aren't really going to turn us in behind very quickly, like what Watford did, for example, when we lost there, where they just were very quick round the corner, weren't they? But Rotherham just don't have that pace and probably that quality to really hurt us in behind. Oh, Skippy's in nearly. Oh,
Grant, steady.
That Rotherham press is incredibly high. I think it was in the last game that they did end up keeping it up for like all of the match, but I'd like to see if they do tire later on.
Well, I think teams do come to Carrow Road, and I think they look leggier second half, like back end of the game. They do look like they've been chasing the ball for 90 minutes, which most teams probably have at Carrow Road this year, to be fair.
It's the movement as well, isn't it? It's not static when Buendia's in the side.
Are you having to refresh this every 30 seconds?
Yeah. Buendia's through.
Nice from Emmy. Great touch.
Through.
Oh, no.
Through to Timo.
Oh, so weak.
Nah, that's not
He's
it.
opened his body up like to finesse it across, and he's just got no power on it.
This is what I mean.
For a pass back,
I
that was pretty good, but for a shot on goal, that was not what you want to see.
That's disgustingly dirty from Emmy Buendia.
Yeah.
To beat 4 men and then do a Ronaldo chop pass is just the level of confidence that lad has right now is just ridiculous. And I know I've been criticised saying Teemu Pukki's off it, gone. That is not.
He's not finished. He's 31.
But that's not instinctive from him, is it? That's a poor finish from a.
Yeah.
2 years ago, he finishes that chance with no problem whatsoever.
Zimmer, it was Hanley heading that one away. Rotherham are putting balls into the box. We've dealt with them so far.
That's those two's bread and butter, though, isn't it, really? With balls into the box, long throws a little bit more of an issue because you have a lot more men up, which I'm sure Rotherham are going to try and, they can have a long throw now. But yeah, this is the situation, isn't it? In the Championship, you have more chances. Like we'll have more chances today, but in the Premier League, Teemu Pukki misses that chance.
That in the Premier League, it's probably against some teams who have really rigid defences. That's probably going to be like your only chance of the game, and you have to slot them away.
Tim, come and claim these throws, please.
See, I disagree there. If he stays in his box, it's a lot easier for him to be able to save quick reaction. You've got to back your centre back there. Grant Hanley's bread and butter is heading, Joe. Like that's all. Like he's got a massive head. He's going to win most headers in that box.
Yeah, no, fair. I just think it settles everyone down when your keeper comes out.
I tell you, whilst I criticise Timu's finish, his movement, the box, like we say, is incredible.
Sends it across, Vrancic. Oh, just wide.
Oh. Opportunities.
Vrancic has
really
had 2 pretty decent chances here.
The movement is excellent from Timu. The turn of pace is wonderful. Puts it back to Vrancic. Penalty spot. Middle of the goal. He's got to be finishing that again. I know it's on his weaker right foot.
Yeah.
He's got to be scoring that for me.
Yeah.
It's got to be next in the bottom corner. But good start, really good start from Norwich. You know, it could be easy for us to kind of try and pass the ball about, feel out Rotherham today, but no, we're actually the movement of Pukki whilst missing a golden chance is
I mean, to have 2, I'd say clear-cut chances sort of 9 minutes in is exactly what we want to see, really.
He's clearly better than those Rotherham defenders at running in behind. Ooh, Timmy Krul, dangerous. Careful. See, this is what I enjoy our style of play. But we saw it from Brentford for the Coventry second goal, passing for passing's sake, especially against a press, which is so high. You're always going to lose the ball there. Kenny McLean is not going to do anything but lose the ball. Sometimes you do just need to use your brain a little bit and go, right, I know this is our system, but you know what? Let's get rid, clear the lines and go again. Whilst I'm not one of those Norwich fans who's like, get rid every time.
Get in the box grabbing.
When the high press is on, it does need to get rid because it causes
ball in and a goal. Rotherham 1, Norwich 0. Oh, it's offside.
Disallowed. There's a foul in there, I think.
I missed that. What happened, lads?
Rotherham
whipped in corner, yard box. That's right. Oh, that's right, very, very hard.
Right in the top.
That looks all right. He's climbing on Kenny a bit. But
that is
harsh.
There's a warning.
That's ridiculous.
There's a warning sign for Norwich there. They've been let off heavily there.
I think that's a poor decision from the referee. If I was a Rotherham fan, I'd be fuming.
The lino didn't give it near side. I don't know why the ref's given it.
He's seen Kenny moan about it, but that is...
Rotherham will be...
lucky there. There's a clear system there, isn't there? There's a clear tactic to go, that's a perfectly good goal for me.
Yeah, very nice.
Zimbo just having an issue here.
Uh-oh, he's holding... I know, he's running. He seems all right. He's hobbling a bit. He seems okay. Hopefully he shakes that off.
This is your other issue with Gibson getting a slight knock and Zimmerman's not being injury-free for a couple of years now. With those free centre-backs, you're relying on Grant Hanley to stay fit. We had those issues last year, didn't we? Daniel Farke said in January that he wanted another centre-back. And whilst Andrew, how do you say his second name, Joe? Omadibidile?
Moba Midele, I think.
Moba
Midele.
Yeah.
We'll never be able to say that. When he comes on, we'll be absolutely screwed. But I saw him yesterday for the under-23s against Leeds, and whilst he looks massive, a big lad, and works the ball out well from the back, it's a big ask to come into Championship football, especially with the running.
How are we looking at the moment then? 70% possession for Norwich, so about as expected, but let's see XG.
You would imagine the XG has got to be at least 1 for that Pookie chance. You'd have thought, or like 0.8 at least. Come on, he's got to be scoring that.
Well, we've had two massive opportunities, really, haven't we, in the first 12 minutes, which you take. But
we did against Cov.
There's just a clear tactic from Rotherham, to put it into that 6-yard box as soon as you can from a corner, which is an issue, really, which you really need to sort out as quick as possible, because you don't want to keep giving silly set pieces away, especially from it was so pointless, that one where they scored from, which is being disallowed. You don't want to go 1-0 down in these games either, do you, really?
No,
especially against a side like
makes it 10 times more difficult. And then you start rushing things and stuff like that, don't you? This is what we've had recently with the Coventry game, which was good. You just don't want to go 1-0 down to these kind of sides, because whilst we can claw it back, and we've seen many a time, it's just an unneeded kind of pain, really.
What timestamp are you lads on? You're 13 minutes 17?
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
While there's a bit of an interlude here, if you are watching it, it'll help us out to give us a like, give us a subscribe if you haven't already, and share amongst like-minded Norwich fans, because I know other watch-alongs aren't for everybody, but...
Or send it to an Ipswich fan.
Yeah, send it for an Ipswich fan. They can clip it up when we go, fuck off! When someone scores. So.
Are they all right? These Lotus banners are everywhere. Have they taken all the rest of them down?
So it's very clever from Norwich. Like, from that side, you can see those advertising boardings have come forward.
Side, yeah.
Did this against Middlesbrough as well, where you Cardiff, where you stop the long throw being catapulted in. So it's a clever little tactic, but the irony is on the other side of the pitch, which you'll look at where the away fans are, there's no advertising boardings there. So from one side, it's great to be able to stop the long throw. From the other one, it's like, for goodness sake, we can't stop it. The long throws are the same as set pieces with me with this Norwich team. Like, we have been better this season, but it just doesn't fill you with confidence, does it? That's the one area of our game that I always think that worries me. It's funny, isn't it? Because we've only conceded 1 goal from a corner, and that's without Tim Krul on the pitch away at Stoke. Yeah. Directly from a corner, you think we shouldn't really. Oh, good ball from Emi. Timu Puki's in. Hickway does well to recover from the initial. You don't let the ball bounce.
Norwich trying to high press of their own, no?
But yeah, Timu Puki in behind, that movement against these kind of teams is just different level, really, isn't it? Emi looks bright as well.
Again. 3 defenders there. He's just lost they've all lost track of him.
And that's the difference, isn't it? It's Premier League movement against low Championship side, which is just, the difference.
15 minutes in already. This is going quickly.
I hope everyone who's watching at the moment is enjoying it. I know this is not something we normally do, but nice to see people watching us watch a game. I don't know. It's weird to me. What can I say?
It's funny, isn't it, really? Because you, especially with Norwich, because it's difficult to be able to say, we're just passing.
Yeah, we've passed. I could do the, what was it, the Simpsons one? He passes to the left, passes back. He's passed back again.
The huge difficulty for us as well, me in particular, is try not to swear. Because you don't actually know who's watching. So whoever is watching it, and it's
apologies for my profanity.
It's all right. We're not monetized yet. It's
true.
Fine. Just go for
it. YouTube monetize.
What do you think of that Rotherham kit? I quite like it.
It's like a derby.
Yeah, derby or
it's the same.
That's just the Emi difference, isn't it? Oh, good ball. Come on then, Timu. This is the one, Timu.
On goal, Higuain chases him. He's on
yes! Get in there. That's the
Happy days,
difference.
that's 1-0.
That's the Emi Buendia difference. And we're 1-0 up.
And
Did he go for the keeper's leg?
let's see if this works. Ready? Goal! Yeah, I just did a little cool thing.
Just put my camera off, Harvey.
I will do. It is 1.
Aim the camera at your.
Don't look at my camera. I'm about to viciously touch myself. Turn my camera off, Harvey. I need to be alone. Great goal. One 0 though. Am I okay to bring you back? Are you finished with your business? You're back. There he is.
These Rotherham centre halves are not dealing with us at all.
No, not at all.
Cutting through the middle of them every time.
And I like that we're going a little bit more direct, because at the start of the season, this is what we were lacking, I think, wasn't it? In terms of just, whilst we could see the opportunity there, we just didn't have that clinical edge. The team wasn't clicking. You could say that Emi wasn't in the side as well. I don't think Timu was fully kind of headspace right after a poor second half of the Premier League campaign. Whilst he's missed one today, I backed him there. You know, it's a nice little slot under the goalkeeper, isn't it?
And it was his second or third chance. He should be sticking at least one of them away, to be fair.
Oh, very
I
nice.
backed him in that situation.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. It looked
Good play
like
from
he was
Max.
going to.
I think we need to talk about Max Aarons as well. Like, it's just silly, isn't it, how good he is?
Yeah,
How the hell he's still at
got his
Norwich?
pick of clubs. Do we keep him if we go up?
No. I think, unfortunately, he's the one that goes, which is well, you look at what Delia Smith said in the Financial Times, didn't she?
That was. I don't know why she said that.
What did you think about that?
I just thought it was ill-timed. Like, you're going to have bids coming in the summer anyway. You've already got big clubs come in for him. I don't think you really needed to egg it on. It's not like we need to generate interest in him, is it? There's plenty there anyway.
With buying Barcelona
why are
and
you
stuff.
now putting a price on it?
Some would say you appreciate the honesty from the owners, because a lot of owners don't do that. I do agree, and I don't like the top 26 thing either.
Yeah,
I don't enjoy that kind of. It's almost defeatist, isn't it? Where you just think, let's push on. We want to be top 17. Yeah. We want to be in that Premier. I know how difficult it is. I know with the finances, it's almost impossible, really, especially with how much money they have, the squad currently, invest. Wages, transfers.
Yeah. I guess top 26 is when you have what's Delia's net worth, like 26 million or something like that.
She's one of the lowest in the championship as well, isn't she?
Yeah. I guess that is like the ideal scenario. Is like, well, we're there or thereabouts. We keep on getting a bit of Premier League money, but you do like. Why not be like the Burnley? Not maybe not like in style of play, but you want to be pretty much there as often as you can be.
The frustration is, and how everyone will feel, whilst Stuart Webber said, like, football's an ever-going game, it will never end. We have got an opportunity here. Like, you're not getting Emi Buendia again for a few years. You're just not. Max Aarons as well. Like, the quality of the team, or a lot of the spine, is there. Premier League ready to go now, isn't it? And you just think, if you just kick on and really put in some clever money, this could be a team that cements themselves in the Premier League. Like Harvey said, like Burnley, you know, whilst the style of players are, good ball from Emi Buendia, no, cleared. Whilst the style of play is different,
they're always there.
You like that ambition from them that, you know, they've stuck with Sean Dyche, and you go, this is where they want to be. They want to be a Premier League side.
Tiny133, get in, sticking by my prediction for 3-0.
It's a lovely finish from Timu, isn't it?
Did it go through the keeper's legs? Did we confirm that?
Yeah, he slotted it through.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Good move from Rotherham.
I love Ollie Skip. You see, Grant Hanley's out there. He's gone a little bit too tight to the centre forward. Ollie Skip just can see it. he's Premier League quality in his thinking now. The amount he covers, he did it in the last home game as well. I think when Gibson was out, he's just a different level. And to be honest, I know reality strikes. You're not getting him next year, but if there's anything you can do to keep him in this side, you do, don't you?
I'd love it if they sacked Mourinho and brought someone in who didn't fancy him.
I don't see why you wouldn't know. With that team that they're currently got, you just think he is perfectly placed for them to kick on. He's Premier League ready.
It wouldn't surprise me if Norwich go up that they reloan him, to be honest.
You think?
Yeah.
I just don't see it myself.
I don't think Winks has done enough for them to do that.
Or maybe
this season, you know.
Not Winks, but another like Ollie Skip person. Are they like Winks?
I tell you, I don't know what you think, Joe, but about Harrison Reed and how we let him go.
Yeah.
Because for Fulham, he's been absolutely quality. And to be fair, like you look at him now and you think, oh, if we'd got him from Southampton, whilst we kind of played him a right back, didn't we, for a lot of the second half of the season?
Didn't we have him on loan for the season we sold Maddison, and then Fulham loaned him or bought in the next season when they're in the Prem, so he had no chance?
It was Daniel Farke's first season we had Harrison Reed, yeah.
First one.
I just don't think he really got into... He didn't get into that central defensive midfield spot, did he? He couldn't make it his own. And then you obviously bring Tom Tribal in and Moritz Leitner as well, and that was kind of... With Alex Tete, couldn't displace him. Oh, but you think there was an opportunity there with, I don't know, whilst...
Skip is the only bloke that has ever displaced Tete.
It's a lovely ball from Tim Krul there. Branchik can't bring it down. But yeah, that's the thing. And I tell you what, he compliments whoever he's in there with. Like Kenny. Kenny's been a lot more structured since he's come back, I think, from injury, and then obviously had the COVID. Last year, he broke forward far too many times and we got caught out, didn't we? I think that's been a big issue. But this year, he's been brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Kenny's development has gone under the radar a bit. I still think he's improving as a player. Like he has. This has been his best season, I think, don't you?
I'd say the same with Lucas Rupp, though. I think they've both really improved from when we got them. I know Lucas Rupp was kind of put in as a scapegoat. You know, he's never a right midfielder. We saw him away at Tottenham, didn't we, in the cup, and it was like, bloody hell, this guy is just he doesn't look comfortable there at all. But in that middle part, to have him, Alex Tete, in kind of the backup station is absolutely brilliant squad strength for the rest of the season. I do worry about replacing Skip, though. You look at Gustavo Hamer from Coventry, had a really good first season. I like him. I don't know
Todd ruined him the other night.
I don't know if he's got the finesse for me to play first choice like an Ollie Skip, but we can see, you know, second season syndrome can sometimes good play from Todd here. Branchik breaking through.
Branchik and Pookie 2-on-2 here.
Kenny, tried to pass to Kenny, it's just gone past him. Unfortunately, though, we're breaking well today. We look like we're breaking numbers. And
once you get past the five-man midfield, it looks quite straightforward.
It's the presser, isn't it? Like we said at the start of the game, once you get past that initial press. Because Rotherham are quite open, aren't they, surprisingly? There's gaps there, which the movement is killing them off the ball.
Which is surprising, because they are playing five at the back, by the looks. You wouldn't think...
That's the difference when you have...
Point is, pushing through. Is that a foul?
Look at him, though. When he takes... That's a free kick. Surely, referee, mate! Where's your bloody Specsavers, man? Come on!
He's only 10 yards away.
Jesus.
That ref the other night was a bit dodgy as well, weren't he?
At least he's not headbutting your players.
I tell you what, the refereeing in the Championship this year has been absolutely appalling. I'd say it's poor in the Prem, but...
Campbell offside?
Yeah, just offside, Todd. That's the ball, though, with the higher line that Rotherham are playing. I remember when we played Barnsley, didn't we? And we didn't take enough of that opportunity as well when they were pressing really high. And... whilst, it's admirable that they are pressing high, not sitting back, they don't have the quality of player, do they, really, to keep us out for 90 minutes if you are going to try and play that brave style.
25 minutes gone here, 1-0 Norwich. Have we got the score up on screen, Harvey? Oh, sweet. Nice one. You've thought of everything there, haven't you?
Oh, that... Rotherham player caught the ball thinking it was a throw-in, but like 2 yards into the pitch.
Now, surely that should be a yellow card now for intentional handball.
They're not having it. They're not interested.
I like on the Rotherham kit, this is completely unrelated, that they have Huey Construction and then the name. So it looks like their name is Huey Construction Crooks. Not in fantastic.
I like this
PR,
is why we have you on, Harvey, because you pick up the little bits that just we never would, because you're that bored of watching the Norwich game.
I don't get a lot of good football being a Newcastle fan, so that's the sort of crap I notice.
Anti-football.
This is a good point, Harvey. Actually, whilst we're kind of having this display, like you, obviously Newcastle play with, they've got a poor squad, poor coach, and poor football. But you're probably going to survive because there's 3 teams worse than you. Do you prefer watching or would you prefer being a Norwich where you're yo-yoing, but you're playing good football in the Championship, winning games, and then trying to survive the right way? We'll put that in inverted commas, or be like Newcastle and struggle,
ideally,
but somehow just get results.
Neither. But I think the reality is the squad that Newcastle have is better than we're getting. And I know this is completely unrelated. I don't like the Championship, to be honest. It's not.
Shall I look at the scores?
It's not great, but I think I would probably prefer to have a bit more of that impetus that Norwich have, even if it is to their own detriment. By the way, Craig in chat says Swansea are losing. So.
Happy days. I am
they?
now looking at the scores. Hang on, bear with. Where's in play? There we go. Has anyone got any bets on out of interest?
Well, you can use FansBet, and if you use the code FBWEL, you can get, I don't know.
Free bet. I think it's match free bet up to a certain amount.
So use that if you fancy a flutter. Why not?
Stu, whack some money in there, my man.
Yeah, where's Stu when you need it?
And if you're not fancy,
so
you can always use Streamlabs. Give us a donation, why not?
Borough are beating Reading 1-0. Swansea losing to Huddersfield 1-0, like Craig said. Goalless Bristol City, Cardiff. Bristol City, Barnsley even. Cardiff 1, Preston 0. QPR 0, Bournemouth 0. Stoke 1, Luton 0. Forest are winning against Blackburn 1-0. Sheff Wednesday drawing, and Millwall Wycombe's 0-0. Nothing that really affects their bar. Swansea. Reading, are we worrying about Reading now or not?
I just don't know if they have the consistency. Whilst they have some good young players, this is the difference between all of us really and the rest of the teams in the Championship. We know how to get it done, don't we?
Yeah.
Especially towards the final part of the season, the running. Like you look at Brentford now, they lose 1 and you just start doubting yourself. Whilst they had an incredible unbeaten run, didn't they? You have obviously Ivan Toney out, and I tell you what, if we did go up at that part from what was it, probably September to November, December time, where we had.
Oh, we've got some technical difficulties. Jacob has
just as well. They'd won the league last weekend, to be fair, according to Jacob. So it's probably good that he's been cut off there.
Let's look at it. Jacob, are you?
He'll be back in a minute.
Let me kill his camera until he comes back. Well, we have been alive for 40 minutes now. How are you finding it? Let's get some chat interaction going. How are you finding our live stream? Because I'm enjoying it. What do you reckon, Joe, to our first live, proper watch-along game? Just live react. Norwich have had the better of it, I think. There's been some scary moments from the Rotherham team, and they've clearly got something in them. It really should be 1-1, but take those chances, don't you? We will catch up and see what. Is he back? You're back.
It was probably a good thing you got cut off there, because Brentford had won the league last week, according to you.
That is the thing, though, isn't it? You look at this league.
It's the Championship, yeah. It's the Championship.
And it depends how you deal with what I was saying. The point where the computer decided to cut me off was how well Daniel Farker and the Norwich squad in general really has kind of dealt with the issues of the injuries. had so many injuries this year. And to be honest, the irony is the only consistency we've had is the centre-backs.
Yeah. But you're right. We're asking for problems there with Hanley's record, Zimmerman's record. Gibson hadn't played a great deal of football last few years.
We look at the left-back situation we had as well, Joe. Like the Giannoulis and Sorensen thing, whilst Jacob Sorensen's done brilliantly, to have to rely on that was a point which we made at the start of the season, wasn't it? We didn't need to make that decision. Did we need... I watched Sam McCallum today, and he played pretty well for me.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of him, but from what I've heard and read, he seems to be doing fine at Championship level.
So you think you do question those kind of decisions? Like what is Daniel Farker not happy with in training, which means you have to go and buy 2 left backs? Let's be fair, on loan.
McCallum did nod to that in his interview, to be fair, with Michael Bailey at The Athletic. He did say that I forget the word he used, but he was saying that the learning curve was pretty steep in this Farker team, and that he felt that there was a lot he could do to improve his game.
Which is good to see, actually, from a player, isn't it? To say that.
Yeah.
We'd like to just quickly thank Tiny133 for a $15 donation. We really appreciate it.
Way, good lad. Cheers, Stu. Top man.
And if you would like to donate, beloved listener, you can do so in the description by going to streamlabs.com/CanaryCast.
Absolutely no pressure there. To be fair, whoever is watching, like, fair play and thank you, because it's funny to us, whilst this is completely new and we've been doing this for like a year now, to have almost 400 subscribers, to have had like talking to like Henry Winter, Laura Woods from Sky,
Who mugged you off.
all of these people which you just think like you would never be able to, even like, to be fair to them, I know they have loads of people watching now, even the T&C lads, they've been really good to us. Like to have those people kind of just, you start with, because we worked together, didn't we? All 3 of us, and we go, you know what? Let's make a podcast. We like to talk about football in work before COVID, and just why not? We like to talk about it. And the way it's just grown, and the opportunities we've had, fans better as well. There's all the opportunities and friends we've made from it, and people we've talked to. It's just been absolutely brilliant.
It's been a lot to send that out for a throw.
It's good, isn't it? Yeah, Tim's come and claimed that one, or punched it away. Much better, I think. I like my keeper to do that. But yeah, you're spot on, Jacob. It's nice to be part of, we're doing this voluntarily, really. It's just nice to be part of a community or a fan base that has lots of these sorts of things. It's just nice to be involved, really.
That's it. It's never compete all good ball in. That's well played, Tim Krul there. And that's where the benefit of him not coming out there is, Joe, because if he comes the little flick on, he's ready to claim that flick at the second ball, isn't he? Lovely touch from Timu there.
Yeah, he's gone. Can we talk about that? He's gone long to Timu there, which we don't see a lot of. Timu's brought it down, didn't have an awful lot of pressure on him. Centre-backs eventually get around him, but you wouldn't say that's synonymous with this Norwich City team, would you? A long ball upfield to Pookie.
What I'm enjoying, though, is that we're playing against the team rather than just using our style. Because that first goal doesn't happen. I think it might be Tommy. We'll have to watch a replay when we're off stream. But that ball over the top, regardless, whilst it's not perfect, it's caused an issue, isn't it? And Timu's in and scores, and that's just because we're looking at it and going high line, put it in behind. Timu's had a couple of opportunities already. Why not?
We're trying to do it every opportunity we get, and I can't blame them. It's worked so far.
Well, whilst the line is high, why not? Timu's movement is absolutely dominant compared to their centre backs.
Middlesbrough just scored. As have Huddersfield Town.
No, it's still 1-0 both of them. Okay. So Swansea and Reading both losing. This is the opportunity we're speaking about. You want a second goal here because Rotherham, whilst not offering too much, have looked like from a set piece they can cause it.
Yeah, they'll nick one at some point. I'm a bit worried that they'll nick one at some point off a corner. That
high press is still fairly evident from their kind of front 2, isn't it, as well? But once you get past that and Emmy's
the rest don't go with them. Yeah. Giannoulis cutting back inside. Come on, mate, go outside. I don't want to see that.
But we're moving them across quite quickly, aren't we? We're making sure that they're not sat in said position like we have done a lot this season. It's a lovely ball from Todd. Timu's onside.
Giannoulis is free at the back post there.
He does that a lot though, Timu, doesn't he? That's why he's expecting his number 10 to be.
Yeah, and he hasn't got a number 10 behind.
Brilliant play from Max Aaron. Surging pass into the box. Headed clear and then cleared eventually. That's what I'd like to see more from Max, using those surging runs to get into the box.
I mean, Swansea's wing backs are very good at it, but I think Max Aaron's probably the best at that in the league, to be honest with you.
He's the best right back in this league, and the thing is, the situation is that he's played every single game, and you still think like the consistency levels he plays with. Whilst you could say, "But good movement there." Oh, he's unlucky. He's played like a forward there, Maxi Aarons. Very interesting.
I think he should have probably gone to try and head that over the keeper.
Kenny plays it over the top like he does a few times. I think he's lost where he is. I think he either thinks he's offside or the keeper's coming to clatter him. And actually, neither of them are there. He's unlucky there.
Was he onside?
I think so, just. I think he's slightly pussied out. I think he thinks the keeper's going to come to absolutely clatter him one.
He's not used to being there, to be fair.
But no, his consistency, and Ollie Skip as well, but we have to talk about Max. He's actually our player. The consistency he's shown this year, and just, I'd say he made, one mistake against Watford? That's about it.
Yeah, that sounds about, because we had this conversation then when that happened. Yeah, you're spot on.
I was asked on Twitter by a couple of a Chelsea fan, Man U fan as well. Do you think he's elite level ready?
I don't think he's going to get any better playing at this level. I think he needs to
Great
play
ball
at
here.
a higher
Sorry, I'm
level.
just going to cut you off. Mario's in the box.
Shoot.
Cut it back.
Put it back.
Emmy blocked on the line.
handball.
How's he missed? He's
tried to go back across the keeper and tuck it in like he did against Stoke, and the defender's got a block in.
Well, if this game continues at going rate, it looks like in 9 months' time there's going to be a bit of a baby boom.
Oh yeah, we should talk about that.
Vrancic cuts it back there though. Very clever from him. And Emmy, he's got to be
corners goes in.
Cleared from the first man. Kenny should get the flick on there.
Remind me of that when there's a lull in play, Harvey.
I will.
The way we're cutting open this team though is excellent, isn't it?
Yeah.
Port through in there.
Emmy and Kenny aren't on the same wavelength. Yeah, it should be 2-0. Should probably have had 4 today in reality, but then they should have 1, This is where we just need to find that clinical edge, because to be fair, this is a rare opportunity where we've Middlesbrough 2-0 up on Reading.
That'll do. Long ball over the top of the Norwich defence here. Has gone for a Rotherham corner. Yeah.
I thought Dimitriadis kept that on there, but they're targeting him, aren't they, from the long ball?
Ollie asks, would you like to see that he'd like to see Adam Eder come on in this game and would make the most of that high line from Rotherham? What are your guys' opinion on Adam Eder?
In theory, that sounds brilliant and ideal, but I don't think he's looked on it when we've seen him. Cameo appearances, to be fair. He hasn't played that much recently, but he doesn't look particularly on it, and Pookie's absolutely destroying this lot so far. So just keep at it with Pookie for now, for my money.
This is the only issue with Todd, Emmy, and Mario Vrancic. There's not enough pace there, and Timu as well. To be fair, whilst the movement is wonderful, I think he's spot on there with likes of Adam Eder, Onel Hernandez on the bench as well. And where you do miss is Shemi Poheta, where today I know Joe is not his biggest fan straight away. If you play that ball over to Shemi, he's so quick. Good long throw in from Rotherham, well-headed Grant, and Todd clears. Just about. No,
maybe not. Rotherham on the edge of our box. Ball in.
Well headed out by Skip and blazed over. But yeah, back to the Adam Eder. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'd like to have seen him go out to a League One side. I think he really has to kick on now, because 19, 20 years old, that's where he started. He's 19 when we started the season, 20 now. You want him to be playing consistent game time. Look at the likes of Max Aarons, who's only 21. Mm-hmm. You look at him and say he's played 100 odd games and is fully ready now. Whereas Adam Eder, you can't say that. And for a forward, you need to be able to find yourself straight away, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He needs to be able to find his niches. I thought against Swansea, he looked rusty. His first touch needs work. Yeah. I'd like to have seen him just go down to a League One side and really batter a few goals in. But for the opportunity now, I'd like to see him come on. Why not? He's got some good pace in behind.
In the summer, I was banging the drum saying he's our second choice striker. I'd play him ahead of Hugill. We need to favour him, give him a chance to develop, blah, blah, blah. But in hindsight, Jacob, you're absolutely right. He should have gone out on loan, and I agree with you now.
Rotherham steal it on the right-hand side. Cross goes to
another ball into the box. There's nothing going.
Yeah, they're looking at Dimmy, but Dimmy's sorted himself out, I think, recently, against Coventry, like we were saying earlier in the stream, that he's played his best football, I think, against Coventry, and looks a lot more accustomed to the league. And it's always going to take 5 games, isn't it?
You can imagine how much Grant Hanley's in his ear, especially today, being that side of the defence. He needs that. Yeah, he needs that. I'm not disagreeing. He definitely needs that. 5 minutes till half time, there or thereabouts.
It's been a good half so far, I think, from Norwich. Whilst I think we can say
a second goal.
Every match day, can't we really, can do another goal, because we just don't take those chances when they're accustomed to us. But we've dealt well with the long balls, apart from that disallowed Rotherham goal, which was a disappointing one, which I think was harshly ruled out, really. I think at full time, that they'll definitely be arguing that case that really...
If that had been Hanley heading it in, we'd be absolutely fuming.
Oh, for sure. There's nothing really in it. Shot from range, decent save from Tim Krul, bread and butter. It's vital he stays fit for the rest of the season, isn't it, Tim Krul? Whilst I think Dan Barden played really well in the couple of games he came in, you feel so much safer with Tim Krul in goal. No matter, there's no sly on Dan. I think he's great with the ball at his feet in particular, but Tim Krul's just a Premier League quality keeper, isn't he?
I know we've got Nyland now as well, but to be honest, normally when you sign a new player, you really want to get them on the pitch and see what they're like. But because Tim Krul is such a safe pair of hands, I don't want to see him. Do you know what I mean? I just want Tim Krul every week.
I think that thing with Nyland is kind of trial for him, trial for us, isn't it? See how we work, see how he works, and he's very good with the ball at his feet. He's just not very good at crosses. So, and he is inconsistent. I think that's the big thing you can say about Timmy Krul in particular. Whilst in the last 2 seasons, really, he's made 3 errors I can think of: Arsenal away, Rotherham, and Swansea. That's about it, really. Whilst his kicking isn't immaculate, I think it's very good for this level.
Did you see the Kieran Scott interview the club done?
He's in the box.
He can't get out of his feet. He's kept the ball though.
Max is on the right hand side, who we could pass to.
Pass Todd.
That's nice. That's lovely. Max Aaron's on the byline, cuts it back, cleared.
Oh, cleared off time.
That 1-2 though is different level, isn't it? That you can see that's clearly worked on in training. The Max to Todd, back to Max again, is just it's lovely, isn't it? Lovely play.
Max, it's an overlapping again, which we love.
What you need to against these kind of teams, don't you? You just need to be able to stretch them more than just playing in front of them.
How long till half time? Couple of minutes to go yet. Imagine we'll have a couple of minutes stoppage time as well. If my stream ever starts to work, that'd be great. Thanks, iFollow. Bunch of shit again.
We're all about making good, positive business relationships here at CanaryCast.
Yeah.
Fuck iFollow.
Ignore that. If you want to sponsor us, it's fine. I think they should, to be fair, I do think iFollow should invest a bit, because they've got a good thing going with using the local commentators. Like, there's no one better for a Norwich game than Chris Gorham and BBC Radio Norfolk. But
who we've done a podcast with as well. So
more
if you haven't
camera angles and stuff would be good. Yeah, go check that out. That was a fun podcast, actually. It's a good chat about Canary Call and some funny bits and stuff like that. Go give that a watch.
And to anyone wondering, I will try and fix Joe's camera. But for some reason,
what's up with it?
Keeps flickering on and off. I don't know why. It's not on your end. I think it's on mine.
Okay.
So, I'll be happy with this first half, though.
Yeah, absolutely. A second goal, a bit of a cushion would be lovely, because like we said, we're a bit sceptical on the corners. Rotherham looked pretty good from them and probably should have had a goal from them. One was wrongly ruled out, in our opinion. The goal
we could have easily had 4 or 5 though in this first half, which, to be fair, like we said, normally we're more of a second half team with the opposition wearing down. I think the movement today has been, everyone's on it, aren't they? They're sharp. And you've got to say, this is, again, a convincing performance. Whilst the scoreline's not convincing, the performance is definitely there. I think it helps with Rotherham not being as deep as what we've seen, with like a 5 and then a 4, and then just one up top on their own. I think, we're looking very good.
You get, the thing is with wasting chances at this level, it's okay because you'll get another chance. But if we go up, we'll go straight back down if it's the same case. So
one thing Dimi Janudis has just done there, which I cannot forgive, and you should always get a 2-week fine for. It's a bloody foul throw. How you can be a professional footballer, go through all of the levels, not take a bloody throw-in. Jesus Christ, man.
That's half time.
That's half time. Good performance so far.
Very nice.
Timu, the difference, sticks it through the keeper's legs with his left foot, all over the top from. Was it Emmy or Todd? Did we work that out?
Haven't seen a replay yet, but either way, really nice finish. Yeah. It's been a good half, all in all.
Well, you'd have taken this at the start of the game, wouldn't you?
Without any shadow of a doubt, like we were saying very early on when it was 0-0 and Rotherham scored, we need that first goal just to kind of settle yourselves down and to kind of not stop the flow of the attacking, because if Rotherham score first, you're imagining they're going to sit back, aren't they, really? But
yeah,
we look like the side who is top of the league, and they are lower table, 20th, I think they are, 21st.
Just going to remind myself of who's on the bench. See what we can do second half if we do need to change it. So Barden, Gibson, Quintier, Sorensen, Tete, Dowell, Hernandez, Idro, attacking options. We've got Tete and Sorensen. I'd like to see Sorensen come on for skip once the game won, to be fair. See what he can do in that position. Oh yeah. Now we've got a lull in the game. So talk about that thing I found out yesterday.
Yes.
So I should have actually prepared for this and remembered exactly word for word what I was told. But basically, a mate of a mate works in some sort of lab at either UEA or John Innes or something. And it's to do with like blood tests and stuff. So when women get pregnant, they have a load of blood tests, and these get sent off to this lab that she works in, and the lab gets really busy. Blah blah blah. And she was saying that every time it gets busy and there are random events, every time you can link it back to when Norwich won. So when Norwich wins,
so mad.
There is a direct correlation into pregnancies in Norwich. I will see if I can find out any sort of stats or anything like that. I'll speak to her, see what I can do. But yeah, when Norwich wins, it directly correlates to pregnancies in the area. And to add to that, when we got promoted, whose wife fell pregnant? It was like Timu.
Leeds away was like Kenny, Timu, and Onel all had a baby at the one time, didn't they? Yeah. And you're 9 months after. They must have been very happy with that result. It's funny one, isn't it? Because like you say, well, especially after lockdown, there's not much else to do. Yeah. At the minute, like, can't go out or anything like that.
No, can't blame them, to be fair to them.
The lockdown babies. On the Ball City says, good live, Lance. What do you think of the number 10 position this season? I know this is a big, hotly contested.
I think in recent weeks, it's been a bit of a different role, hasn't it? We've seen Mario come deeper, and I think he's probably been told to get into the box more, because we've seen him have 2 or 3 shots that he hasn't quite hit the target with in this first half. So I think Mario's probably learning the ropes. He's definitely more of a number 8, but if we go up, I think we need a new one, and not Andre Duda.
Duda.
I think the thing is, it's almost like a 4-3-3 at the moment, isn't it? I would say, rather than 4-2-3-1, which you could say Daniel Farke was trying to develop it. Clearly doesn't look at Kieran Dowell at the minute and think he's ready to go, which is fair enough.
Can he drop Mario? He can't really drop Mario at the minute.
No, but I wouldn't say Mario Vrancic is playing out of his skin. I'd say Mario would prefer a runner in front of him alongside Timu. It's Mario's fitting into a part where realistically you don't have that number 10 where you want it. Realistically, you want a 18, 19 Marco Stiefman. Yeah. But that's just not going to happen this year. Kieran Dowell.
So on Stiefman, Jake, we both watched that under-23 game the other day.
Sad.
He was walking everywhere. I'm just going to say it. He was walking everywhere.
I think that's hard. I think first half he looked rusty. Second half, there was a couple of moments where you could see why he's a first team player. It's going to take him a while, but by the looks, sounds of it, that virus has taken absolute hell out of him, which is it takes a long time for anyone to get back to, especially elite sport level. The thing is, last year I think at times he played really well, didn't he? Where you're thinking, right, this is where you want Marco Stiefman to be. He kind of knitted it really nicely, and even at the start of this season, I thought Derby at home he was excellent. Scored the goal against Swansea, but he looked like a player who's not been fully at it because, well, this virus is obviously taken out of him. You need that number 10. You need to go and buy a number 10 in the summer to really like an Emmy, be able to take on a man, be able to go through the lines, because it can't just be pass.
Yeah.
People argue, can Emmy play there? Can Todd play there? I think you take away parts of their game if you take them away from the wing. To be honest, all those introverted wingers, I think they enjoy that space to be able to drift in and out. Whereas that number 10 is locked down, isn't he? Really into that central area, which is tricky for them to kind of get in and around. I think Emmy would get frustrated there for me.
Yeah,
it's difficult. It's like I've said, I wouldn't be able to pick a name there. Todd, say that.
Fancy Todd there.
I think he's too good on that left-hand side, especially tracking back. I know Onel can do a job there as well. Potentially in the in the Premier League, you could see that when on the counter attack, we need to be a lot more efficient. But for me, again, I think he looks a lot better on the left. I think he enjoys the left as well, being able to cut in and shoot when he wants, and kind of again be able to link up with the likes of Dimmy, and he can. They rotate, don't they? They have that partnership there. That number 10. I don't know who it would be. It was a very tricky one. Like I said in the January before he started playing for Arsenal, Emile Smith-Rowe would be excellent there. But realistically, you need someone to be able to take the ball on, beat a man, be able to string a pass, be able to shoot and score, which is impossible really to find someone who's polished and ready to do that. But that's why I'm not in recruitment and I'm on a YouTube channel.
That should answer your question anyway. That was a good answer. Lads, are you all right to hold the fort for a couple of minutes? Yeah? Sweet.
Sure.
Let me turn off Joe.
Yeah, I've done that. What have you thought of the first half then, Harvey, all in all?
Would have liked to have seen one or two more goals from Norwich, to be honest. I think they've had some absolute gilt-edged chances, and I think Norwich will be disappointed that they're not perhaps 2-0 up, to be perfectly honest. But also, I think they'll be a little bit thankful that Rotherham aren't level, because that goal was cruelly disallowed, in my opinion. So, yeah, I would like to be. I'd like to see Norwich a teensy bit more clinical, but otherwise, game's been all right.
I think the thing is, like you say, with the Rotherham opportunity, I'd be fuming personally if that was for the Norwich side, because it's a perfectly good goal, really. While Kenny he is on the back of Kenny, but realistically, it's contact sport, isn't it? He's not really gaining advantage there. Kenny McLean's not going to get him, I don't think. No. But then Norwich should probably have had about 4, would we say?
Yeah,
4
I
really
think
good opportunities.
There's been about probably clear-cut chances, I'd say probably about 4. And most of them, I think, have fallen to Timu Pukki, which is a bit of indicative of sort of his form at the moment. He got the 1 goal, but he's had 2 or 3 other chances. So I'd like to see him further on the.
I think his movement's different level, though, isn't it? At the end of the day,
and he's benefited from such a high Rotherham line, I think, because he's able to get into those opportunities, and when there's a long ball, he just gets on the end of it. So
that's the thing, isn't it? At this level, even in the Premier League, like, what do you score? 11, 12 goals? You've still got to say that even at Premier League level, it's very impressive movement, isn't it?
Mm.
I think compared to the likes of, again, like someone said on the chat earlier about Ida coming on, I think that's what we need to see from Adam Ida. What is he actually about? Is he a hold-up player? Is he a player who can get in behind? I think he's got all the attributes. That's the irony. That
I think
that we just don't know.
Timu Pukki needs a bit of top quality competition, and I think they wanted to get Hugo in for a different dimension, but there's no sort of Timu Pukki adjacent person who could say, well, if you're not playing well, then we'll just put Timu Pukki 2 in. And perhaps I think that's what they expected of Ida, but I don't know if they're getting it. Interesting to see. I think they're very different players, obviously, but I think a bit of direct positional competition to Timu Pukki, especially in the Premier League, is going to be an absolute top of the wish list come the summer if Norwich do go up.
I think you're spot on. I think the thing with Ida, like you say, is we don't know. We just don't know what he's fully about. And like you say with Hugill, when Timu was injured against Bristol City, comes in, scores 2 goals because it's a different dynamic, isn't it? And he offers that. I think that's a great part of his game. Obviously, enjoys playing for the club. You see a lot of his tweets and stuff, and he seems very passionate about being here, which is great to see, to be fair to him, because you need that in a change room, don't you? You need that kind of atmosphere around the club. But with Ida, it's a difficult one because I really would love to see him kick on. There's nothing better than having, you'll know as a Newcastle fan with Shearer. No, nothing better than having one of your own as a forward banging in the goals.
And it's always heartbreaking to see them leave and then do really well. Cough, cough, Ivan Toney. It's just one of them, isn't it? It's you really want to see your lads do well at your club, which is why I think Newcastle hang on to the Longstaff brothers, even though quality-wise, I don't know if they actually really rate them.
Right, I'm just going to hop out quickly as well. Salute, I'll be back in 2.
Yeah, mate. No dramas. I'm going to have a look at what we look like. I haven't actually got it up on screen.
Yeah, we were just saying about the Adam Ida situation. We're not overly sure what the answer is.
Well, he needs to play football. That's the answer, whether it's here or...
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think that'll be like high on the wish list, is pretty much what we were saying, of someone to sort of challenge Timu Pukki a bit more effectively. No. It's not finished. It's getting there, isn't it? It's certainly a work in progress at the moment, but it'll be interesting to see how we can keep improving. And everyone who's watching now, we appreciate your support. Yeah, and get involved. The chat is there. We will read it. Reggie Scott says you love to see it. We do. We do love to see it. Got sideways. Is that a Newcastle player as his avatar? Good lads. Reggie Scott, you are welcome here anytime. Pain in the arse. I think we got United. Yeah, I can't wait to be spanked 5-0. I should probably check, shouldn't I? Oh, apparently you're on mute, Joe. I think I may have muted you. No, I can't. We can't hear you.
I can always come off the call and go back on again.
How about now? Is that a bit better?
Chat, let us know. Can you hear me, please?
Yeah, you can. Oh no, not live actually. No, you can't.
We can hear Joe. Oh yeah, you're back. You're back.
I'm back.
For that.
Cool.
I'm back.
You're back.
Just watching the chances we missed back. 2 or 3-0 would probably be a fair score on those chances.
So you could easily have had 4, mate. That's the irony, isn't it? With us praising the finishing of Timu. He should have had a couple. It's probably the only thing missing, isn't it? Really? Whilst he has scored 9 this season, we said at the very start of the season, if he gets double figures in both, then we'll be very happy.
Double.
I still just think that kind of finished in there. I don't know. Does he lack conviction for you?
No, because he's gone to place that in the corner. It's going bang in the corner. Defender's just in the right place. Yeah, okay. If he smashes it, it goes in. But he's tried to put it away from the keeper and put it in the corner. Just defender's done well there, really, hasn't he? I love that keeper kit of us. The turquoise bluey one.
What are you expecting from the second half?
An early goal would be lovely, but I'm expecting to come at us for sort of 10-15, a bit more than they did the first. Seems to happen most weeks anyway. But yeah, let's get another one. Let's kill it off. I mean, 1-0 win or 2-0 would be lovely. 2-0 would be lovely.
I was going to say, your second goal kills the game off, I think, doesn't it? It keeps them at bay. And otherwise, I think it will stay 1-0 for a little bit longer, and we will be jumping out of our seats. Come on, just finish it off. Because I'll tell you what, the only thing we've been missing, isn't it? Just that finishing touch in a lot of games. What do I think? 13 wins this year by one goal. I think a lot of them should have been a lot more convincing than what they were.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, but then in 18-19 we would have scored. We'd have let a couple in. Like that's the balance, isn't it? We're not doing that as much.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Yeah. Completely agree.
Kairas Sughunti. Kiris. I don't know. Hi all, when are you going to make your own no context CanaryCast account? Watch this space. That's all I'll say. Yeah. Watch this space.
We'll make our own no context. No one will know.
I've made it. I'll do
it on my work email.
I've made enough accounts already. I think. This year. Tweet enough about everything anyway. No one wants to see any more. I don't know.
My plan was to make a no context CanaryCast channel and then make a no context CanaryCast Twitter as well, so that we have that endless loop of.
If someone wants to do it off their own back and just have a laugh with it, then go for it.
I mean, if someone takes the time to do that, I don't know if that's.
It's not amazing use of time, I'll be honest.
There's probably better stuff.
But whilst in lockdown, that's the question. I mean, if people are watching this, watch us. Then I tell you what, you could do worse. They could bag all of our old tweets or
some of our old videos. Honestly, they are. If you haven't watched them, if you're sort of a new subscriber, honestly, go and have a watch of them because they are part cringe, part just. Well, actually, they're mainly cringe, to be honest. We've kicked off again. It's second half.
Yeah. It's funny when you say things. Like that. When we very started, I remember our very first audio podcast. We absolutely smashed it. Probably the worst thing I've ever watched. If you listen to it back, I tell you what. If you want to drink, Saturday night, go on to our SoundCloud and go scroll down to the bottom. The first ever episode. Us reviewing Everton away when we won 2-0. And drink, have a shot every time I say mate. You will be drunk. Within the first minute.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Kept saying that. Absolutely. Yeah. What are you on about?
It's funny though, isn't it? Very funny. The start of second half, rather going forward a lot more. I think that's what we'll see. The longer the game stays 1-0, the more confident they'll get, really, won't they? And the more they'll want to kind of feel like, you know what, there's a chance here. This one talks about the advertising zones. Doesn't have much of a run-up, does he?
No, it's very clever. We've seen them do that with other teams as well.
With Cardiff, wasn't it?
That's it. But only on that one side for some reason.
It was the same with Cardiff. It was just funny, Ali. Just forget to do that.
It's probably something to do with ambulance or something on that side. They have that near the hotel. I'm thinking aloud. I could be chatting rubbish, but. All right. They're doing that love train corner, Rotherham.
This way, just be careful.
Big lad.
Oh, Jesus, hit the bar.
That was a good shot. Rotherham volley from the area, came out from the corner, smashes it against the bar.
You said about Wiles from the start, hit them well. Absolute strike.
So well to keep that down.
And to beat everyone as well. It's going top corner. He's unlucky there. That's where you need to be.
We're riding on it.
From set pieces, you are. That's the issue, isn't it? That's where you need that second goal because you don't want to give away. So just again, a silly set piece to give away. From a throw in, flicked on corner. You just need to be very careful with those sort of things.
Josh Murphy's school.
In this league, you just need one moment, don't you? And the game changes.
Apologies
I've
for
been
the
told,
echo.
Harvey, there's an echo on my audio.
Joe, do you mind just speaking?
Yep, test. I wish this stream would work a bit better. The iFollow stream, not this one.
I was going to say, what the fuck is your problem?
Ball's up in the air here, end to end, just hoofing it, which you don't normally see from us. But Zimmerman with the ball out at the back now, dribbling out, passed it to the other centre back. Shock. That must be our most popular pass combination, the two centre backs. But I've got no problem with it. Just an observation.
Well, you look at that. Actually, we were tweeted earlier in the week by 5 Yards, tagged in by one of their tweets about the stats, and that Grant Hanley and Ben Gibson have like 90. Ooh, Grant gets lucky there, just gets nicked. 91% ball accuracy, pass accuracy, which is incredible, really, isn't it? Like you say, whilst they start off all the moves, it's key to obviously have those centre back partnerships, being able to play into the midfield and do it quickly and accurately.
But then, can you put any centre back into this system and they do that? Because they naturally pass to each other quite a lot. They have a lot of the ball, and they're not making big sort of Ben Godfrey switch passes, are they, to the other flank? They're just playing 10-yard passes to each other or into skip. Can you put any centre back in there and they just have the highest pass completion in this system?
I think you underestimate how vital that centre back part is. Like, look at what Grant's doing now. He takes the ball on and he's playing it into an area where he can then start the attack. That's why Tim Krul plays out from the back, because you have to start off quickly, and it dictates the whole tempo. That's why it took a little while for us to get going this season, because obviously Ben Godfrey did that so well.
Daniel Farker has 100% improved everyone's ball retention under pressure. Even the centre backs look calm. Like Grant Hanley will just breeze past a couple and pass it into midfield. Do you know what I mean?
Tete, I think we said that when he was playing games earlier on in the season. The amount he's improved since Daniel Farker's arrived here, whilst he's still not exactly, I wouldn't say Johan Cruyff on the ball. He's improved a hell of a lot since he started here under Chris Hughton.
Couple of questions. First of all, we'll start with a really, I think, pressing matter, because I think everyone's thinking it is. Jacob, how much can you bench? That's a big, important one. That asks James Carroll. So let's get that one.
How much can I bench?
There's a story behind that, Jacob. He's seen you in the gym and he was fanboying and didn't have the bollocks to go and say hello. He texted me and said, "Oh, this is Jacob."
I've had one person come up to me, or sorry, two people come up to me in the gym before. And again, like we were saying earlier with the audience thing, it's so funny. Like, it was surreal when you come up and go, "Are you from?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And it is funny when you say that, like someone's doesn't want to come up and say hello, but yeah, please do, because it's very funny. All I do is talk about football, as Joe and Harvey will kind of back up. So you could, how much I bench all in general, haven't been in ages. Ben, who's hopefully watching this stream or will be later, he's my gym buddy. And yeah, we haven't been obviously in ages because of lockdown, but we'll be back on it.
I've had a good question in the group chat. If Prince Philip dies, will you interrupt the broadcast? No, we won't.
No, we might do this actually. We might go goal. No.
I saw a funny thing with Prince Philip on Twitter the other day. It was like a doctor. Oh, Emmy's played through to Timu. Oh, just too much on it.
You're ahead of me.
A couple of other questions from YouTubes. Hi, would you take Winks on loan for a reduction in fee for Aaron's and skip for man of match again?
See,
he's a Spurs fan.
The thing with Harry Winks is, and realistically, we have no chance of getting Harry Winks. Harry Winks has no interest in dropping to Norwich. He's been linked with the likes of Man City, Valencia. So realistically, he would never join Norwich. Whilst he looks like a decent player, I would love just to keep Skippy. I think for the Aaron's thing, I think Tottenham would be a great opportunity for him to go to and really cement at a big club, a first team place. Because 2-1 now, Huddersfield against Swansea. Big goal. Aidan O'Brien, who we're linked with. Anyway, back to Aaron's. Right back. Yeah, I think for me, he could get into that team with Aurier being a liability, Doherty not really working well in the back four. I'd love to keep Skip if any way, shape or form, but I think Spurs need it.
Oh, and Ben Wright has commented saying that he's here and he is missing the gym. So it's
because he's never on his phone. Absolute lie.
Do you think the Skip loan deal was a bit of a sweetener from Levy to Webber, saying like, all right, have Ollie Skip, but next summer you sell me Aarons?
I don't think. I believe they've had talks, Tottenham and Norwich. They must have done because the amount of times he's been linked. I just don't think Jose's rated him. Just because Emi Buendia's 25 yards out here, taking the ball forward.
Wide to no, he's
lovely ball. He's on.
Ridiculous.
Perfect save. Well played.
That looked very close.
Aarons has gone wide as a decoy run, and then Buendia's cut back and found Pookie, but no one else in that. Maybe Vrancic does that, but he's just so important. Buendia.
In answer to that question earlier about Skip being man of the match, by the way, Ollie Skip could be. Oh, he's onside. Bloody hell, Lino, man! What are you doing?
Did he stick his flag up?
About 5 years onside, man.
5 years onside. He's 1 parasec onside.
How can the ref not see that as well? I'm sorry, but Teemu Pukki does not go offside in those positions.
No,
I can see it from here, man. Are you bloody blind? In answer to those that Skip man of the match, I tell you what, he has just transformed that CDM position.
Yeah.
Because he's just elevated it to a different level. I think if you put him in a Twitter poll, he wins every week as Spurs fans vote for it. But no, he's what, 8 out of 10 every week. Good challenge.
Swansea 3-1 down.
Now here comes Ollie Skip. This is what he does brilliantly. Spread it. Left out to Todd. Oh, it's heady. Unlucky. That's the only bit of his game that we need to probably, or what he needs to himself probably improve is up until the 30 yards out from goal, he's excellent. It's just that final pass going forwards. He's just not. He doesn't really shoot very well, does he? Or doesn't pass brilliantly. That's probably the only bit of his game, which is probably what he'll be judged on at Spurs. Just to get that final ball, but everything else, like he's a thought process ahead of everyone else.
Yeah.
In the Championship.
Reads the game so well. Defensively, incredible. What's going on here then? Rotherham free kick on the edge of the box.
I can't believe the liner has given offside for Teemu Pukki, by the way.
On the edge of the box.
Absolutely criminal.
How's this going to end up going, lads? Are we going to nick a second? Are they going to nick one?
I think I'm still good for the 2-1, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. Mario's got a bit of a knock there, but he seems fine. Oh, Max. Poor touch from Aarons there. Gone out for a throw.
Just almost slipped over. No, I think in terms of the game, it's kind of panned out how I thought. We just scored a lot earlier. The high press is there. The risk is there from the set pieces. I think we've dealt with them, I was going to say well enough, but to be fair, they've scored a goal which should count and hit the bar. So it reminds me of the Cardiff game we played, Joe, in December, when the only threat they had was set pieces.
The home game.
Yeah. And to be fair, open play, they'll probably go and score a worldie now, but they don't really look like offering too much. Emi looks really on it, looks to be fair, Christoph Simmons done really well, considering this is his first game in a few weeks.
Yeah, true.
But we said this was his sort of game, there's no real pacing behind.
Oh, Emi's almost in behind here. He's going down the left flank. Plays it inside to Campwell. First time shot. That's poor. Really poor. He side-footed it. It's just dragged wide.
You guys are way ahead of me. There's a few more viewers than we had a little bit earlier on, so I'd like to remind you, if you haven't already, give us a like, give us a subscribe. It does really help. And if you are so inclined, if you go to www.streamlabs.com/CanaryCast and you want a little notification to come up like this, we'd really appreciate it, and it does help us keep doing these because we have fun. I have fun anyway. I can't speak for the other two.
It's fun when we're winning.
Yeah.
And if you can keep doing it and we keep losing, maybe you'll get some more entertainment. We'll be a bit more entertaining when we're losing.
Bloody hell, man! He's gone in and absolutely battered him there.
It's got to be a yellow there. No.
A Hickway has gone in at Emi, and I tell you what. That's at shin height. I'd like to see a replay before I absolutely lose my head. But don't touch our bloody Argentinian prince, mate. We can't win a game without him.
They're all gathered round. Fight.
Let's have a look at that replay.
Ooh,
Ranchit loses it. Hickway comes in. Fucking hell, man! Jesus!
Yeah, that's terrible.
He got it at his car. Oh, that's naughty.
He got the ball.
Yeah, but that's still dangerous.
Look at the follow through.
That's very dangerous. VAR would have him off, to be honest.
Look at the follow through, Joe.
Oh, that's fine. We're too soft these days. There's nothing.
That's a dangerous challenge, man.
Nothing wrong. What's he?
Jacob, I've seen
Swansea 4-1 down, according to Craig. It's all falling apart.
They only conceded against Huddersfield as well, who were so out of form. Wow, that is a huge result, that potentially.
I mean, I could be absolutely baited by Craig here, but if that's true, that's mad.
I'll tell you what, though, it's so funny. This league is so weird, isn't it? Because 15 goals Swansea have conceded this season. Huddersfield have not won a game this year. Yellow card for a Hickway. The follow through, Joe, to be fair, I know I'm dramatic and I love Emmy, so he needs to stay. The follow through is forceful, isn't it? It's touched it's gone in probably by the thigh. That's why he's in pain. And this is the one player you just don't want to be without in any way, shape, or form.
Daniel Farker's looking very anxious on the touchline. He's speaking to Paul Warne.
No, he's up. He looks like he's not down and out yet.
He's in Paul Warne's ear. Don't you fucking dare. We really need him.
Yeah. Put on the limp. He's limping across, but you know when it's like one of those really obvious... you're not limping. Not limping, you're just...
For me, it's a good challenge, but the follow through's got him that yellow there because it's forceful.
Yeah. James Carroll, Peter Walton has claimed that's a red card, a real "where were you" moment.
Peter Walton, is this?
I think he's a lucky boy to get away with a yellow there. To be honest,
the follow through is high, isn't it?
Carroll has seen me do plenty of those tackles at Thorpe 3G, so. Maybe he's desensitised.
That's why it's bloody Sunday League, Joseph. Jesus Christ, man. How on earth you're saying there's nothing with that?
So about 25 yards out, Ranchit on a free kick.
No, I think we're having a Kenny right foot here. Is it Kenny? No.
Ranchit hits the wall. Follow up, takes it.
Wins the follow up as well, and then the stream cuts out, of course.
That's not everyone's experience, Joe. But...
No, you look at that, and for me, that's a dangerous challenge. Yeah. That's high.
That's incredibly dangerous.
High in the leg.
He should. Here's one for the new no context CanaryCast. He should pull out there because it's he shouldn't have gone in for that.
Come on, we're going to win, Harvey. There's going to be a mini baby boom. None of that.
Yeah, true.
God, Rotherham player down now. Looks a bit dazed like Skip did last week.
Bless him.
Seems okay.
We're in that itty-bitty part of the game now, aren't we?
Yeah, now we're gone. Plenty of stoppage time coming here as well.
Again, like and subscribe if you haven't already. We do really appreciate it in this lull of the game.
Any changes afoot here? What do we think?
I don't know. It's
getting a bit the last 4 seasons of Norwich, mate.
True.
It's only 60 minutes.
Bit early, yeah. We'll have to wait.
Come 80 minutes, there will be some changes.
I don't think you need to just yet. I'd see how Emmy goes. I'd like us to get 2-0 up and take Emmy off.
Take him off. Yeah, take everyone off.
Because the thing about Emmy is he's either limping and injured or he'll go kick the bastard back. He'll go kick it back against himself, sent off. But Bournemouth are losing as well. Oh, wow.
Norwich has a big chance here.
Every championship rival losing. What a huge opportunity. Wow, QPR doing real bits for Norwich.
Reading still winning as well, I think. Losing even. Yeah, they are 2-0.
All of the rest of the top 6 losing.
Yeah. What are Watford doing this weekend?
They won. Oh, yeah, I forgot about them. They're coming stronger as well. Watford, they've got a decent defence.
What was the score?
2-1.
2-1. Was it Derby?
Giannoulis going through, cutting back to Kenny McLean. Well blocked. Good block from the Rotherham defence there.
Another
decently struck from Kenny. That's what you need to see more from him. Like we were saying, those third man runs, which probably the number 10 would normally be in. With that third man run, it's just like Kenny got there. He got a clean strike because his lates are coming into the box. Nice play from Dimi Giannoulis, though.
Missed this earlier. YouTube's says you need to keep Buendia. He makes you tick. Do not sell Emi Buendia. We couldn't agree more.
wouldn't sell Emi Buendia for any money. You could not give me, even if it's 60, 70 million, I wouldn't take it.
Wow.
Who do you replace him with? How do you go and replace
Great
him?
question.
You don't. You don't. And you see
quality.
like the Dowell acquisition is an attempt to replace him, and that, let's be honest, it hasn't gone great.
I mean, he hasn't had much of a chance.
I tell you what,
Go
on, Todd. Oh, Mario in the box.
Oh, that's a bit, Todd. That's a bit clumsy. You're usually good in tight spaces. Wait.
Context.
Doesn't the kit look really good in this like orange sun? That the sky looks.
You love this kit, don't you?
Just the whole ground just looks quality in this sort of light. God, is there a lull in the game? Can you tell?
Norwich City corner now, though.
Come on, Hanley, stick your
Good
big old head on it.
Get out.
Oh, yeah.
Is that off the line again?
Cleared away again. They're doing really well, those second balls, Rotherham.
There's 3 they've cleared all pretty much.
You can see how well kind of set up and regimented they are from those set pieces. You can see that's their bread and butter, isn't it, each week? So flick on at the near post.
Paul Warne for the Norwich job at any point. Can you see it happening?
No, not with the style of play we have now.
It's too,
not under Stuart Webber.
Yeah, no, it's too.
Give it 2 years.
Too regimented. Do you know what I mean? It's too regimented.
You're looking at it right now and you're saying Russ Martin must be in a couple of years' time getting himself ready. You look at the way MK Dons play; he's literally styled it out exactly the way we play, and you think there's a reason for that. He will manage Norwich one day. Paul Ward, he's a great lad. Obviously from North Walsham, not far away from us. I don't see that style of play working here.
No, unless he's forced into using that at Rotherham because it's the only thing he thinks will work. Do you know what I mean?
So that ball's flicked on. Zimmerman's flicked it on. Oh, it's really well cleared by Robertson. Hanley's in at the back six. That's in if he doesn't clear it.
Yeah.
Good little flick on though from Zimbo, who's played well, like I said earlier. To be fair, has not looked out of position, not really given away any sloppy passes at all. You need that. You need him to come in and play well because Ben Gibson will now be, if he comes back in, will be up in his game. Yeah. This is a perfect game. I saw someone earlier tweet that it's a perfect game for Ben Gibson to really rest, isn't it? Against no real pace up top.
Yeah.
Zimmerman, go on.
I suppose that means Hanley's due a rest at some point, but then he has got the captain's armband on, so is that different?
I don't know how he has stayed fit. I don't know what they've done to him. I really don't know what they've done to him, and I'm loving every second of it.
James Carroll asks, would you sell Cantwell, and if so, for how much?
He's got 18 months on his contract, so we do really need to make a decision on that this summer. I suppose I would. The thing is, other corners of football seem to rate him more highly than Norwich fans do. Does anyone else think that?
That's the funny thing listening to the opposition commentary, isn't it? That he is the one that's lauded every single week. And he's coming into his own now, isn't he? You can see that he's getting his confidence. He's fit. He's trying to feel like he needs to own this division. For me, I really enjoy watching Todd play when he's on it. You know, he works really, really hard. But if you're telling me you get 30 to 35 million, I'll bite your hand off for it.
Yeah. Especially with 18 months left on his contract, like that shouldn't be the case. So either he's turned one down or he hasn't been offered one. Because
very rare with Norwich, isn't it? And he's probably the only one in that side, which you're not surprised about with that. And that's no offence to him, but he's the only one that Ben Godfrey was the same. That agent issue. Like if Norwich are still yo-yoing, like in 12 months' time, if Norwich are in the Premier League and in a relegation battle, Todd will probably want out, won't he?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. I mean, good for him. Go and play at the top level, but I do think it's your home. You know, it's your hometown club.
Good header, Dimi Giannoulis. I'll tell you what, he's done really well there because big Rotherham centre back coming in. Yeah,
here comes another long throw.
Dealt them better in the second half since that chance for Wiles hitting the bar.
We've got first substitution. It's for Rotherham.
I think Freddie Ladapo's coming on, isn't he?
He's the one who caused us problems first game, wasn't he?
He's one of those, I think he scored about 17 goals for Plymouth in League One last couple of years ago. Then went to Rotherham, played well. And he's just one of those really awkward. He's physical. The difference between him and Smith is he's got pace. And he's gangly, he's awkward to take off the ball. And at this level, he scored a few goals. He did really well against Bournemouth. I think he scored a couple, but he missed a really good chance against Bournemouth in the reverse fixture midweek, which he should have scored. But he does get himself in good positions. And again, he's about 6'4", so like the rest
Another one. Here comes the throw. flicked on at the near post.
The scrappy bit you don't really want. The Ladapo's in there. Well played, Max Aarons. Out by Pookie.
Not much of a clearance.
Nice.
Still in and around the ball now.
Well played.
Get in there, Tom.
And we'll run back to the halfway line. Well played by the boys.
Pressing. Pookie, we don't say that enough about Pookie. He presses the ball out of danger really well.
Oh, ref! Bloody hell! Doesn't he want to use his bloody elbow? Jesus Christ! Okay.
How's he missed that?
Sweet, that's fine. No, with Timu's work effort, I tell you what, that's probably why sometimes he does miss the chances he does, because he's knackered. Especially for like the 3 years he's going to be doing it after this year. It's non-stop effort every single week, and that's the one thing you want from your centre forward. Cameron Jerome had it in abundance, didn't he? That's why I think a lot of Norwich fans could accept the sitters.
Yeah, I mean, he did need 7 chances to score, but he did work hard.
That's the difference with TV there. That's probably why I in particular am harsh on TV, because that first season just everything went in, didn't it, really? I guess at this level, or one in he's had 2 chances today, you've got to take.
Nice bit of play down the left here.
Mario's found Timo. I think he's just offside. Keeper's come out well.
He looks offside.
Keeper's come out well though.
Got it anyway. Nearly handballed it outside his area, but
it's one of those awkward positions at the minute, aren't we? We're 20 minutes away from full time, and it's just.
You need a second, mate. That's what we need.
The second is becoming a bit more needed.
They're coming more, aren't they? They're coming more. Like we said earlier, if it stays 1-0, they'll feel more confident, bring more men forwards.
We need a second goal because they're only a decent corner away from levelling it. That's what.
The thing I'm feeling in this second half is we're starting to play into their hands a little bit. The Hickways just hit Timu Pukki in the face there, and if that's intentional or not, he's already on a booking.
He's got a yellow, yeah.
Realistically, I think the referee's given a free kick to us.
That'll be.
If he thinks that's intentional, he should be gone. No, it's not intentional. His hand's out. That's harsh. He shouldn't be booked for that. Yeah, he has hit Timu in the face. That's fine. But there's no malice. If you tell me there's malice in that, Joe, watch that tackle back.
I would watch it back, but the wonderful iFollow service is not really doing it for me today.
Did your stream not work? I don't think you've mentioned that today.
No,
mate.
I don't think I have. I'll probably mention it more, if anything. So about to tick over to the 70th minute. We're going to have a fair bit of stoppage time as well. We've got about 25 minutes left, I'd imagine.
I'd like to see a little bit of a freshen up now, to be honest. It's coming in a bit of a nitty-gritty game, which I think with potentially Onel Hernandez coming on, just being able to take on a couple of men, a bit of pacing behind us. A lovely quick free kick. Timu Pukki's in.
Left
He's got to be scoring this, Timu.
Right. Good save again.
It's a good save.
Mario.
Frantic.
No.
Oh, tipped wide.
Keeper's made 2 good saves this half, in fairness. Both from Pukki. Right foot. Both right-footed, actually.
It's a really good opportunity. Timu Pukki opens up his body, so it's obvious where he goes. But for me, he has to score that. It's a good save. Frantic gets it on the rebound.
To Jeppy Math Wizard, I'm trying. I am trying to sink that in. I'm working out how to do that with this software. It's quite new to me at the moment, but I am working it. Maybe next game that should work, but sorry. I can tell you what time I'm at right now, and that might help. We are at 70:55, so it's a bit analog, but it's a work in progress. It's the first time we've done it, so sorry. Maybe next time.
To be fair, Harvey, you have done quite well with everything else.
Yeah, you've done loads, I wouldn't worry.
Yeah, James Kerwin says Rotherham goal incoming. Yeah.
Yeah, from a corner.
I think you might be right. They need to freshen up. They need to get some fresh legs on. Otherwise, I think Rotherham, they're knocking at the door.
It's one of those horrible championship. And to be fair, though, we've had the 2 best opportunities in this second half, realistically, just then. Now, this is what I mean with Ladapo. He does get in behind better.
They're growing into this.
Great block, Max Aarons. Magnificent block. And that's the difference with Freddie Ladapo coming on. That's where Zimbo struggles. In behind, being stretched. He's absolutely lost him there. Ladapo cuts it back, and Crooks from about the penalty area has hit it. It's going in. Max Aarons, magnificent block.
Superb block there.
He's on the line. Crooks is coming in. It's 1-1 if he doesn't block that. Because Tim Krul's going the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah, magnificent block. He
He's
doesn't know
top
much about
guy.
it. Let's be fair, he just stands there, but brilliant. He's in the right position. And now we're going. I think he might have jolted his ankle there actually with the way he's gone over the ball, Max Aaron's blocking it. But that's a crucial block. And like we were just saying, the 1-1's incoming at the moment. And we don't. This is the opportunity for Norwich. You look at everybody else, whilst a draw when everyone else loses is okay. I wouldn't take it right now. A win pushes you on.
Rotherham at home, Jacob. We've got to win it.
Yeah. But you're playing, aren't you, Joe? You're not playing the opposition right now. You look at it and you go, we just need to get a little bit more on the ball, a little bit more composure again, and just to freshen up.
Yeah. So who are you bringing on then? Let's hear it. Who's coming? Who would you bring on if you're in Daniel Farke's shoes?
Like I said, I'd bring on O'Neill just to offer a little bit of difference, because I tell you what, whilst he doesn't know what he's doing with it half the time, he does offer just a different dimension, doesn't he?
He's
been able to beat a bit of pace. I'd like to have seen Plahetra on the bench personally. For me, I think
someone wouldn't.
No, Joe wouldn't. No, but he offers pace where you could use that in behind this defence, especially because Rotherham are just going to keep pushing forward now.
Jeppe Math Wizard says no problems. Greetings from Denmark. Ooh.
Shout out.
I really enjoy that. I really enjoy being able to know where people have come from. Because we've had people listen to it in Australia, Spain, America, India, Denmark now. I think we've had Iceland before as well. Like, it's just incredible, really, isn't it? Where you have
that might have been
so
me,
many
actually. I was in Iceland, and that could have been me.
Don't say that, Harvey. Take away the cred of it.
Prestige worldwide, lads. Come on.
Right, I'm just going to nip to the loo whilst this injury is taking place.
Oh, they are. Just checking his neck by the looks of it, so. Yeah. Crooks is up, so we're glad to see he's alright. Huey Construction Crooks. That's just unfortunate, isn't it? It's okay. I like it. It's a bit too Derby-like for me. I would have liked it if the black bit over the shoulders was red. I think I'd like it more, because they've got the red stripes. So this is the top tier analysis you get at CanaryCast. You don't get that sort of analysis elsewhere.
What have I missed?
We were just judging Rotherham's kit, saying that I personally, let us know in chat. Would you prefer Rotherham's kit if the black part was red? Answers on a postcard. So
you have completely lost your head here, boys. Come on, let's go back to the game. You've lost your head. We're going away for 2 minutes and we've stopped about football, bloody football kits.
Look,
we're underway again now.
There we go.
We're going to have some serious stoppage time here.
So Matt Crooks has come off. Sadly, has come on.
Zimbo chases it down, hook it out. Yeah, Rotherham.
See, they've as soon as Ladapo had that one opportunity from getting in behind Zimmerman, that is what they're doing now.
Yeah,
they're pinning him. Ladapo's going in behind. That's the one thing Emily Buendia's won it well.
That's not a great ball.
Joe, your stuff is going wild on my end, because apparently now they can't hear you again. You've been muted.
What is going on? What's going on in training?
At least it's not your Victorian internet, Joe.
No, it's not that. I checked that this morning and it's wide connection. It's not that. And I can just about see the football, so.
Just reading the chat, apparently we're being robbed by some great content with you not talking, Joe. Well, I would beg to differ, because I can hear him out.
Chat, can you hear me or not? Do I need to refresh everything? I'm not on mute. I don't know why it's doing that.
We can hear you now.
Okay, cool.
Well, Gremlins in the Machine, we'll apologise now, just because this is the first time I've used Streamlabs and properly, and there is a few issues with Jacob's camera as well, so apologies. But
here for a good time, not a long time.
Exactly.
To be honest, probably the last thing they want to use is or listening is to me. So
yeah, now you can use this is prime content.
I don't agree with that. You're supposed to say no. Your analysis is bloody brilliant. I love it. Listening to it every week for the past year that we've been doing it.
This is prime, no context.
Best on the Norwich scene.
Prime, no context. CanaryCast stuff of just me
boost
talking
my ego.
to myself.
You know it needs a boost every now and again. It's not very big.
And that.
I'm going to set it up on my work email if that's okay. So,
Pookie, you're onside. You're in your own half. Go,
mate. You're in your own half, buddy. Go, go, go. What are you doing?
Don't fuck that. Just get after it.
It's becoming a lot of a long ball now.
Yeah,
head tennis, isn't it? Which is
it's going their way as well.
We're playing into Rotherham's hands, which is screaming of 1-1 soon, isn't it? Which this is the frustration, because one thing with Daniel Farke, which you can see this game is coming out of our stranglehold now, and it's becoming a real Rotherham game, nitty-gritty dogfight. This is where you need changes to be able to freshen it up.
I think we might see Mario off, Lucas Rupp on. That makes sense with the game going this way.
Just a bit of fresh impetus would be lovely, really. Yeah, some fresh legs. I'd be fine with that, to be honest.
Ollie,
before we concede a silly goal, a Hickway heads in.
Ollie Hinchcliffe says there is an issue with Jacob's camera, but it's that Jacob's on it. So nice one, Ollie.
Great banter. You're not coming on, Ollie.
I'm gonna have to time you out now.
He's obviously sorted the garden out in time to watch the game.
Here's a fun game.
I've always valued your opinions. That one is horrendous.
Here's a fun game. While there's about to be a throw-in. Who would like to be a moderator of the CanaryCast live?
Timu's in here. Oh, God, Timu. Oh, goalkeeper plays well. I'll tell you what, Johansson in the second half done really well. He's come out of his box really well. 2
good saves as well.
I think that's probably the only issue with Tim Krul this game. He's been a bit, second half, it's been a little bit dubious in terms of his...
Flaming.
Coming out and dominated. Tell you what, Dimi Janudis' throw-ins are very questionable, aren't they? Todd does well to win a free kick there.
Yeah, they're borderline foul throws, aren't they?
It doesn't look like there's any changes imminent either. That frustrates me, because if we go to 1-1, I tell you, that's the thing I'm going to be moaning about when we chat for the next 15 minutes after the game.
Good God, he's going to moan about it.
You normally find something to moan about, Jacob, as do I.
I tell you what, though, it is funny, isn't it? Because we say that. We have done that quite a bit this season. We've probably been too critical. You look at where we are now. I can't see the championship table as we speak. But in terms of being clear of Brentford and Swansea, 7 and 8 points, isn't it? Or it would be with this win.
Let's have a look. Live table. So it's us on 64. Brentford having played the same on 57. Watford the same, 57. Swansea on 56, obviously currently losing, but they've got 2 games in hand, so they can't go ahead of us if they win both of them, which is nice.
Here's a fun game. Who would like to be a CanaryCast moderator? There's 1 space up for grabs. Terrible pass, by the way. Rotherham are in. It just means they get to moderate the chat. It's not fun. It's an unpaid position.
Very unpaid.
Well played, Dimi Janudis. Played really well today. Now he's driving through the middle. Just loses it. Well played. Plays for Vrancic. Come on then, let's quicken up that play. We need that second goal now just to finish it off.
Just wide.
Come on. Yeah, Jacob, bang on. We need a second goal there. Last 10 minutes, just ticked over 81 minutes, so let's have another one.
Do you think he's snatching at these chances? That's a lovely ball from Todd Cantwell, by the way.
I think he's thinking, this keeper's half decent. He's saved a couple already, and he's snatched at it a bit, hit it a bit early.
It's an opportunity again, though. I must praise Rotherham, to be fair.
Yeah, they've been really good.
Being towards the relegation zone, they've given us as good as they've got today, like they did in the first game. And I tell you what, I'd much prefer them to stay up than a Birmingham, who we played, who just sat there for 86 minutes, I think it was, 0-0, and they didn't have one attack. Todd, silly there. Don't drip. Go well played again, Kenny McLean.
Well in, Aaron's.
I've got a moderator. He's not here now, but he'll do it in the future.
I was going to raffle off the position.
Tim Krul comes out and claims. That's what you need to do, Timmy. Really well played.
Yeah. Confidence. That's very confident.
I can see your argument there, Joe, especially when under pressure.
As Craig said earlier, that Krul needs to take more control of his area, and that's exactly what we want to see.
It's only because he's blocked him on Twitter.
We're in the 82nd minute. Have Norwich actually made any transfers? Any substitutions yet?
No.
Parker. What the fuck?
We shouldn't really be surprised at that, to be honest with you.
No, I know. But...
Go on, Todd, in behind.
Kenny McLean, lovely ball into Todd. Poor touch. Just can't bring it down.
It's twice he's
offside.
done that.
Again, not so sure he was offside there, but Kenny's good at that, isn't he? Same with Mario. Yeah. That little, he did it for the Emi Buendia goal against Barnsley, which was wonderful, wasn't it? Just that little lofted ball over the top when he's got time. I think he improved that a lot in his game, Kenny's passing. Because when he joined, it was a little bit of headless chicken kind of rushing around, wasn't it, really? And you just didn't know where you were going to nail him down. But to be fair to him,
Rotherham have made their
especially
final
this season.
Substitution. Norwich yet to make one.
I wonder what that's like for an opposing manager when he rocks up at Carrow Road. It's 80-something minutes and Norwich haven't made a change. I wonder what effect that has. I
don't like Josephson coming on there. Josephson's a good winger, tricky and quick as well. On his day, he can be inconsistent, but this is what
he gave the pen away, didn't he, at the reverse fixture?
Yeah. Good winger, though. This is the problem we're creating here. We're giving away silly fouls, which are creating Rotherham to be able to go. You've tripped over yourself, you moron. Don't ask for a pen. We're creating opportunities for them to get further up the pitch and, win one niggly foul, then win the next, and then by the end of it, they're by the end of our box.
Yeah. Right.
Frantic, good ball to Emi. Silly.
Good. Fuck, Emi. What was that? He's sided it.
He tried to beat it clever,
over it. And
Handsome poor kick. Ollie Skip. Oh, you wonderful man.
Did he win it?
Just an absolute pearl of a roulette.
Wait for the roulette. It's like Alex Tete when he did that against
Coventry. Like me on pro clubs.
Now you see us at... we'll talk about pro clubs later. This is the problem. Freddie Ladapo getting in behind. This is where Zimbo needs to switch on, make sure he doesn't beat him. He does beat him. Well crowded out. Ollie Skip there again. It's nervy now, isn't it? The last 6 minutes.
It is close now. Rotherham have got something in him.
They're definitely in the ascendant.
It's Rotherham's game. It's Rotherham's style of game.
It's definitely Norwich's to lose.
Again, another silly foul. I think it's soft. But from that situation, we're giving away silly fouls because players are getting tired. Rotherham are getting more on top.
Pookie's furious with that.
He slapped his little bald spot thing really hard there.
Again, cleared well. Max Aarons again. Pushing us up the pitch. I like that from you, Max.
Get out, lads. Get up. Come on. Fuck, can't sit on the edge of our own. We are sitting on the edge of our own box now.
This is the problem. You don't want to invite that pressure because this is the only way they're going to score.
And why are we just hooking it up the pitch? We had 4 options there, and
we're rushed though, aren't we? We're not thinking with immaculate Daniel Farke game plan right now.
It's all gone out the window.
We're in a mess here. Grant Hanley, fantastic header. He loves a Rotherham at home. Grant Hanley. He lives for Rotherham at home.
He just lives to headbutt stuff. I think. I reckon he just goes around at home headbutting cupboards closed and stuff like that.
I'd like to see you say it to his face.
Yeah, no chance.
You'll be next on his headbutt list.
Really well played from Todd. He's absolutely... Come on, referee. We're playing bloody rugby where he's allowed to bring him down.
Careful.
Someone needs to stick Ladapo on his arse by the corner flag.
Preferably not by the penalty spot, Joe.
No, outside the box.
But no, that's the problem, isn't it? I think if he starts this game, it would have been a lot more of an issue.
Yeah,
especially the way Rotherham started, kind of more on the counter-attack. And there's still that space for Timu.
Timu Puki's through.
Oh, that's harsh. Referee's given a foul, which is incredibly harsh against Timu.
My stream cut out at the vital moment there.
In what
Emi plays it over the top from the halfway line. That was harsh.
How?
The centre-back's already falling. Timu does look at him.
He's just gone
to stop him, but he tries to stop him. The intent's there, but he doesn't actually really touch him.
If I was a betting man now, and I was going to use the code FBWELS on FansBet using, etc., I would say Rotherham are going to equalise here. Bournemouth have equalised at QPR.
Bastards. That's fine. They're not
see it out. See it out. Come on, 1-0 will do. Job done. Another one. Next game. "87 minutes. We're going to have a fair chunk of stoppage.
Would you reckon
time as well.
5 minutes? 5 minutes added?
Yeah, we've definitely got 6 to 7 minutes to go yet.
Timu Pukki on the edge of his own area.
Mind you, that maybe that's why we haven't made the subs, because he's just going to waste the stoppage time, so it doesn't get added on.
Skip, wonderful to get past two men
it's
there.
Made that look so easy. Overlaps coming.
Lovely from Camwell to Giannoulis.
Edge
In
of
the
the box.
area now. He's got Branchich there. Oh,
He's
blocked
taken
out.
it.
Cantwell blocked. Timu at the edge. Takes on the fullback.
Low cross to
Takes it too far.
Corner.
Opportunity.
Good break from Giannoulis. Overlap.
It's all getting a bit tense now, isn't it? It's all a bit much.
Yeah. We're about to have a breakdown.
It's a corner, is it? Yeah, nice. Tell you what, we could do with scoring from a corner. Haven't done that in a while. Cardiff?
Grant Hanley.
We should utilise Imbo a lot better. Go on, Grant, get your big fat head on it.
Just
Jumped all over the pan.
So soft, this ref.
No, that's a foul, Joe. Got his hand all over the back, man. I love how you tell me in that first bit of the second half, Hickways barely touched Bundir, even though he's taken his leg off. And that one you don't think is foul.
That's no foul, no foul.
Yeah. It's different when it's the other way around. Go on then, Mario. No.
Timu Pukki pressing well, as is Mario Branchich.
Don't often see this from Norwich. We're very regimented at the minute. Quite happy to sit on the edge of the box in bank of 4 and a 5.
I'm not a fan. We've really let Rotherham get a grip hold of this second half.
Yeah.
Knocked down. Ollie skips there. Well played.
Close again.
Though. Let's have some changes, Daniel.
How it takes until the 89th minute. This is it screams of 1-1, doesn't it? I know. Yeah. If we win this 1-0,
this is
you
not
can say
90th minute winner here, I'm afraid.
If you win this 1-0, you say Lucas Ripp's getting ready to come on. A little bit too late for me. Not really going to add additional height either. We've got Jordan Hugo on the bench. Could do with him coming on.
He's going to play like 4 minutes. I know he's trying to waste time, but just freshen legs up at like 7 minutes.
Swinging corner. Oh, Grant Hanley, really good header away. Tim Krul's
he was nowhere near it. So,
He was not near it. Brilliant header though from Grant Hanley.
He is a brick shithouse, isn't he, Grant Hanley?
You bring Hugo on now, don't you? Just for set pieces.
Yeah, just to be a body. Yeah.
To tell you what, he's bloody good at heading the ball away. Rip on for Todd.
Rip is on. Todd Cantwell.
So no.
It's now ready. The 90th minute, and the first changes for Norwich has just come through. Yikes.
Like Joe said, though, he's just trying to waste time now, isn't he, Daniel Farker?
Yeah. The Lucas Rupp Appreciation Society will be in full force tonight. He's got a cameo for 4 minutes.
Do you think we've deserved to win today?
Yeah, because we've had, 2 good saves, 2 off the line. Yeah. I think it's unlucky it's only 1, to be honest. But in fairness, that early goal they scored from the corner should have counted.
For a 1-0, it's actually been quite good, because they should have had 3 goals.
They've hit the crossbar.
2 cleared off the line, the disallowed, and hit the bar. And then we should have had probably about 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is too extreme today. I think Timu Pukki would be disappointed he hasn't scored more than he's won. He took his chance well, but there's a couple of other ones. Emi Buendia, like you say, cleared off the line. For me, he should hit that with a little bit more conviction.
I think if he does, it goes in, but he's trying to do the right thing, isn't he? He's trying
going into 7 minutes added time.
7 minutes,
realistically, now this is. It feels like Rotherham's game, doesn't it? We feel like we're kind of playing a bit of head tennis, which really don't need to be. Getting into that, but it is difficult, isn't it, when the other team kind of takes the stranglehold of the game, whilst we're comfortable in possession when we've got it. It's not like Rotherham are dominating that.
No.
There's always that one in behind, though, isn't there? A team who's been on that today very regularly.
If you haven't already, give the stream a like and subscribe. We do really appreciate it. It helps us out. We know we're responding.
And we'll be on for about 10 minutes after the game, just dissecting everything, won't we? So make sure you don't leave us after the 90.
Giannoulis again.
Well played,
No
Dimi
mistake.
Yep. Rotherham tries to switch for play. Dimi Giannoulis is on that very well. A lovely ball to Lucas Rupp, who's playing left wing.
He really is the ultimate utility man.
Skill, buddy. Lucas Rupp at left wing makes me
a little bit queasy.
Very edgy.
What is he? Like, I think he's actually like a Tete tribal hybrid, but
yeah,
he's just everywhere, isn't he? Farker must rate him.
Oh, he does. Play him in goal, every time he's fit, he comes into the side. And this season, he's played well. I know he was a bit of a scapegoat last season when...
Oh, he was a joke.
No, the positioning was a joke, Joe. You can't blame a player out of position. It's like putting Todd Catwell in goal and expecting him to save. It's so...
Yeah, fair.
He's never played there.
I get what you mean.
Rotherham coming into the final third now. Don't need him cutting. Emmy Buendia does well. Don't give away a pen, Emmy. Good boy, well done. Ollie Skip clears.
Just a bit nervous here, lads. I'm not going to lie.
Emmy again. Look at that. I tell you what, we've said it before. We'll say it again. His work rate is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah,
for the amount of chances he creates and the goals he scores. When he's on it, his head is good at the minute. He does give away silly yellow. He does give away silly fouls. He'll get sent off from time to time. But to be fair to him, that work rate is second to none.
I imagine he's had a lecture on that recently. Either coming on for Pookie.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, Ollie. You were saying about it earlier.
3.5 minutes.
Enjoy your time.
This is your frustration, isn't it? This is the frustration. I'm sure Adam Eder must be feeling that because
it doesn't benefit his development, does it?
His development at the minute is stalling, isn't it?
Yeah.
After that pressing game, it was obviously on such a high, and they were 3 really well taken goals. I think 2 of them you could argue the keeper should do better. But for me, it looked a player of pure confidence, ready to play. Just rewinding that Timu Pookie goal, yeah, it was lovely in the first half, wasn't it? Just slots it under the keeper's legs. But no, he needs game time, this lad. And unfortunately, maybe the position we were in with the Hugel injury, Omatoye was the easier one to send out on loan. I think he needs a season next year at a team, not built around him, but him being the main forward, for sure.
Yeah, first choice.
Ollie says, thanks for the stream, lads. Really enjoyed it. Stay positive. Test negative. See you next game on the Ball City.
Cheers, Ol.
Cheers, mate.
Right. I don't want to say anything too early and jinx it, but we're getting there now.
No.
No context.
Lucas Rupp pressing well here on Josh Emanuel.
Is that Josh Emanuel? As in Scummer Josh Emanuel?
Yeah, I think so, mate. I think he played for them, didn't he?
Yeah. If you can just half him, that'd be good.
I tell you what, I did a bet today. Yeah, all of them coming in. I knew this would happen. Bloody Millwall. Why do Millwall always draw? By the way,
yeah,
0-0. Disappointing.
Oh. I haven't actually got one on today, but Middlesbrough.
We got another Norwich substitution. Looks like Tete is coming on.
Tete coming on for Vrancic. Yeah, just
good sub. Yeah.
See it out now, isn't it? You know. What do you think about the Alex Tete an extra year, Joe?
If his knees will do it, I'll have him there because he's a good influence. I feel more strongly about him than Zimmerman. Like, they're obviously both strong characters in the dressing room, but if I had to choose one, I'd choose Tete. Do you know what I mean? Like, if we need an old head in the dressing room, my vote would be Alex Tete.
Last minute and a half now, Rotherham goal kick. They really are just going to punt it forward now and see what they can do there. But we've dealt with that well, I think, in the last 10 minutes. So I've absolutely jinxed that.
90 seconds to go. Come on, lads, see this out. Ball
into the box. Hanley wins it again. Blazed over.
He's done well there. He's behind him there, Hanley, by quite a bit, and he's managed to get his head round. And
he's not the tallest either, is he? What, 6'2"? So not massive for a centre back, but I tell you what, the amount of aerial duels he wins is, like you say, ridiculous, really.
Yeah.
Tiny133 says, "Good stream, guys. Pleasure to watch. Look forward to the next Yellows on the Ball City."
See you next time. Thanks for the money as well, Stu.
Yeah, really
appreciated.
Really appreciate it.
I thought you said monthly then.
Yeah, monthly stuff.
And to anyone who is watching who would like to donate, and we would appreciate it, streamlabs.com/CanaryCast, and you can get a little one that goes a bit like this.
And it will,
if that's what you're into, it does really help.
Last 30 seconds now. Rotherham pushing forward again, trying to find Ladapo. Zimbo is going to crunch him. Oh, nice play, Zimbo. And again, don't lose it there. Okay.
20 seconds of added time.
Max Harris as well. Poor last opportunity for a long throw. with 10 seconds left.
We've dealt with it all day. Come on, let's deal with it now.
Yeah, opt to go short. How funny is that? You know, you put in long throws all game. Whipped into the box. Ooh, Hanley, great header again. Cleared wide. I tell you what, Grant Hanley's been an absolute beast there today.
Yikes.
The time is up. The ref hasn't blown yet. I imagine he's going to do it after this goal kick. Let's have a man of the match, lads.
For me, first half, you've got to say Timu Pukemi Buendia. Second half, Grant Hanley, without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, for me, I think Grant's epitomised how well we've worked in the second half. We're dealing with that, not onslaught, but just the change of momentum, really.
He's just a rock. He's been so good. Come on, ref, blow up. It's because we made the subs, isn't it? So it's not actually... Oh...
We're on halfway. Norwich throwing now. Max Aarons will take as long as he needs to take with it, which is great for us.
And there we go.
Just looking at the rest now. Yeah, done.
Excellent
Good
stuff.
Result.
1-0.
Good result, Norwich City.
One
I
down,
tell you what,
another one.
It wasn't pretty, but you know what? When you don't play to your absolute pinnacle in the second half, you just make sure you go and win that game.
Yeah. Agreed.
Cool.
Right.
So...
Sweet.
In answer to your question, I would say Grant Hanley, man of the match. I think he's been absolutely solid at the back and stopped a few Rotherham chances that would have been goals. So I'm going to say man of the match, Grant Hanley.
Yeah, full house on Hanley, I think. Happy days.
James Kerwin says, good effort today, lads. Very enjoyable. Thank you so much, James. And James Carroll says, thanks, chaps. And
cheers, lads. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for joining us. You know, it's been good. So we are going to quickly just do a bit of a review of the game before we sign off.
I feel like job done. I know it's only 1-0. We would have liked a second goal in that second half, but it's another game down. We've got 3 points. Everyone else has lost or drawn, so happy days.
You're completely right there, mate. I think you're absolutely spot on, to be fair, because like we were saying, it wasn't pretty towards the end, but you know what? That could have easily finished 1-1. I still think substitution's going to come early if we're being harsh. But let's be honest. You look at everyone else's results today, and we've got a gap. Got a big gap.
There is definitely a gap.
Which we lost, didn't we? Let's be fair, you know.
So
look at it now.
When you look at the table, with Brentford losing and Norwich winning, that means Norwich are on 64 points to Brentford's 57. And there was quite a lot of challenges, including Swansea, who did lose 4-1. Who now dropped to fourth. They do have 2 games in hand, who sit on 56 points. So they are still the main challengers, but them dropping points is pretty huge, to be honest. It's
7 points clear of third now, which is very impressive. And let's be fair,
and second.
18 points clear of 6th place. That's the level we're on this year. You know what? 64 points after 31 games. Like we've kept saying time and time again, 2 points on average a game, and you'll go up in this league. 100%.
Job done.
And you look at the other teams now, we just are able to find a way, aren't we? I know Swansea did it in midweek when they didn't play well. But we have the experience. We know what we're doing in this league. You can see that from the game management. I think with the help, it helps with Grant Hanley being, like we were saying, our man of the match. The way he's playing so regularly now, he helps us win these games, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I back the defence. That's why I was slightly nervy at times. But I tell you what, you back this defence, don't you, really?
You do, because we've sat here plenty of times before, all of us, and we've all talked about games where we've let these teams down the bottom half of the league get back into games, and they've got goals off set pieces or penalties or whatever, and that hasn't happened today. The potential was there to do it. Rotherham will feel hard done by on that goal they did score from the corner, but we've seen it out. We've done the job today, which we haven't done for the last few seasons as well as we're doing at the minute. So no, I think the scoreline looks like we've just nicked it, but actually I think it's probably a pretty complete performance all around.
You look at it and you say 24 goals conceded from 31 games this year. It's not bad going at all. And 19 wins from 31 games, whilst I think 14 of them have been by 1 goal. To have 19 wins at this stage, the next best is 16. You see, you look at it and you go, yeah, we've done well this year, for sure. I think, you know, that we had our little mini blip without Buendia. If he stays fit, it's comfortable, isn't it, really? Yeah. You know, Bournemouth dropped points, Reading dropped points, Swansea have dropped points. Everyone has dropped points apart from Watford, which is fantastic weekend for Norwich City, without a doubt.
Couple of away games coming up now, lads. Next week we've got Birmingham on the 23rd and then Wickham next Saturday. I mean, I suppose they're must-wins as well, really.
It'd be difficult with that Birmingham pitch, won't it?
Yeah,
because obviously we've been on it before. Today again, it's mashed up. I was watching the Brentford game. So that'd be a tricky one. And again, they will just sit back. They're in poor form at the moment in the relegation zone. Have really dropped off a cliff, really, haven't they? And it'll be very similar to the first game, where it was 86 minutes of them just having zero attack and going have the ball, try and break us down.
I hate playing Karanka teams. Karanka teams are the worst.
It's 15 games left now.
16 or 15, one of them. 15
games. I think we played 31, so 15 games. You just need to keep going, keep ticking them off. Good win today. Good solid win. You wanted 3 points from both Coventry, which I thought we played better in the first half. And in both games, actually, I think we played better in the first half than the second, which is different for us to watch and enjoy. But you know what? We got the goal when it mattered. Maybe got a little bit of luck. Should have scored more. I've said that enough this season, but a good, solid win.
I think Rotherham, although they were in the game throughout, they caused us less problems today than they did at their place. How many months ago was that? 3 or 4 months ago, it feels like now.
I think defensively we were excellent. Just in general, really. A couple of opportunities which were silly to give away. I think the players looked quite tired towards the end. But without Ben Gibson, fair play to Chris Austin, and got done by the Dapo once, which is always going to be his weakness. Unfortunately, that turn of pace, he never really had it. But since that knee injury, it's completely gone, really, hasn't it? And if you get him behind him, he is a liability, unfortunately. But all in all, he had a good, solid game, which is what you need from a centre back who's coming in after a number of weeks where he hasn't played.
Anything else?
Tiny says, Tiny133 rather, 7 points clear at the top with a dwindling Swansea, the only team with games in hand, looking like a bloody good result. We couldn't agree more. And Reggie Scott says, good stream today. Hopefully see you in the next one. We appreciate it. And with
Cheers,
that,
lads.
I think we're about to do. This is our first watch along stream. We've been streaming for 2 hours 13 minutes. So
I actually prefer doing this to reacting after the game, to be honest, lads. I think I've quite enjoyed this.
And to anyone who's been on, sorry, Harvey, anyone who's been on for the full time, thank you very much. Bloody fair play. Because we appreciate everyone commenting. Obviously, it's starting up. This is our first one. Hopefully, we'll keep improving.
And we know we've got good competition as well.
That doesn't matter. It's not competition.
Exactly.
This is the thing. This is the thing that people forget. It's not competition at all because everyone enjoys Norwich. We all want the same thing. We all enjoy the same thing. We just enjoy being able to stream and give our opinion away because it's so easy to do. Let's be fair, and we enjoy it. So thank you for everyone who does watch and listen and makes it worthwhile, really.
And thank you for everyone who did come and join us, no matter how long you watched it for. We do really appreciate it. And if you did enjoy it, tell people about it because it does really help us. We are
subscribe, put that notification bell on as well because we'll be on in the midweek in the evening, and that will be the best way to get notifications, won't it, Harvey?
Exactly, perfect way to do it. And Ben Wright says, "Fantastic stream again, guys. Keep them going. We will."
Cheers, Ben.
Cheers, mate.
Awesome.
Right, I think that's us done.
Thank you very much. Well,
happy days.
Until the next time, I guess we'll see you later.
Later. Cheers.